Yo, yo, yo. Mic check, mic check. Look like the sound is working right. Yo, you tap into the flyer frequency. If you're coming in here, make sure you smash the like button. If you're catching this on a replay, make sure you smash the like button. Always appreciated all the support, man. And I need all the support I can get. That's the cheapest way to support. Cheapest way to support channel growth is to smash the like button, y'all. It's good for the algorithm and everything. Y'all see the Cash App going across the bottom of the screen along with the PayPal. And y'all already know the Super Chats is working on this channel. We here to talk some boxing, y'all. Early, we got my Aki in the building early. Claymore Rain, assalamu alaikum, Aki.
Wa alaikum salam, rahmatullah barakatuh to all my peoples. What's good?
Ain't nothing, man. Same old, man. Just popped up to talk some boxing a little bit. You know,
No
wifey
doubt,
had
no
me
doubt.
working on a project with power tools and everything.
Shout
I
out to wifey,
figured
bro. Put, putting her
yeah,
man to work, bro. That's what you there for, bro. You ain't serving no purpose, you know what I mean? Thank God, you know what I mean? Alhamdulillah, you in position to use the drill. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, indeed. I was supposed to pop up earlier. You know, I set 10:30. You know what I'm saying? At 10:30 schedule, but we had to push it back a little bit. You know what I mean? I still was late, but we here, y'all.
That's
You know what I
it.
mean? Talk some boxing. You know, shout out to everybody who showed up early. We got a super chat, super early. You know what I'm saying? Let me address the super chat real quick. Shout out to my guy Dez215 with the 4.99 super chat. He said for the laptop, not a drone. Laughing out loud. Yeah, man. This ain't even a laptop. I don't got a laptop, man. This my phone. You know what I mean? I'm working though. I'm trying to get there.
Straight cash. Last me and my family for the rest of our lives. I'm rich, yeah.
Yeah, wifey got a nice laptop. You know what I mean? But she ain't about to let me take over it.
No doubt, no doubt. I've actually been thinking about picking up another one right quick for 'cause I got my anyway. I've been thinking about picking on because my other laptop kind of acting weird. My cheap laptop, my HP won't charge no more. Like it'll power up if I'm plugged in, but it won't charge no more. But I mean, I don't even use it for that much, but it's good for when I'm trying to work on thumbnails and stuff like that. I don't gotta bog down my hard drive. You know what I'm saying? On my big joint
Yeah,
to keep my
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, Ray Davis keep telling me to get a Chromebook. I'm thinking about it though because I like Android. I like the way Chrome works on Android, and I'm hearing the Chromebook is like almost the same thing. You know, you
Okay.
use apps and all Android apps and all of that. So I think I might, look into getting a Chromebook, and they like cheap. And I ain't really trying to do no hard computing or nothing like that. I'm just trying to
Mm,
hop up here and talk some boxing and do some light stuff on the computer. Nothing heavy.
right.
But yeah, shout out to everybody who's showing up. We got FaZe on the panel too.
What's up,
What's
face?
good, bro?
What's up with it, Fly? What's up with it, Clay? Oh
Ain't
man,
What's
that
up?
man?
up here talking boxing, man. What's going on with y'all, man? What's new?
Man, everything's regular, man. Everything is regular, man. No complaints, man. Just getting ready to go into this weekend of boxing. We got Pro Box tomorrow. We got that Golden Boy card on Saturday. You know, a little something, something. I don't know
Yeah.
What Flyer was doing the show about today. I don't know what we talking about. What's the topic du jour?
Hey man, I was kind of disappointed, man, about this September the 5th thing, with Ryan and Devin, turning out to not really be nothing solid.
It can't be
You know what I'm
solid,
saying?
man. Not yet.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good. I think it's a good act of faith and good faith. You know what I'm saying? To let the world know what's possible. But obviously, it's going to take all these moving parts involved to act right for it to happen. But
And
at
look,
least
the crazy thing is, I just was going with what everybody was saying and running with that, with the rumors and everything. But somebody did say that on the original post that it said imagine or what if or something crazy like that, something that, makes it not a strong foundation anyway, but we ran with what we wanted to believe and everything, you know what I mean? Not to say that it can't still happen, but I did see Bill Haney went on 78 channel, you know what I'm saying? And he pretty much, shot it down. He said, we'll know when it's real when Ryan Garcia get signed up for VADA, because they definitely gonna make him sign up for VADA if if a deal get made or whatnot. And my whole thing was like, wait a minute, it came from y'all side though. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The rumor. You know what I'm saying? But hey
I
man,
mean, it can't be solid until everybody does their job. You know what I mean? I mean, Ryan got a fight. He's trying to do this summer. Devin looks like he's trying to lock something in as well. I mean, they both got to do their job. So we already knew that September wasn't going to be like, that wasn't an
I
official thing.
understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand it and everything, but still a little disappointment, man, because it be wishful thinking sometimes.
Yeah, one step at a time, right? One step at a time. That's what ends up
Yeah,
happening.
yeah, man. But so the Rolly fight is still on. Hopefully that'll happen. Hopefully we can get that. It sounds like
Well,
people saying, that's still something, that's happening.
I can't
The Rolly.
read. I can't read what's on the chat because I'm driving, but I see somebody put a paragraph in there with my name in there.
Oh, okay. Can you
Oh,
ask
let me read
frequent?
it for you.
Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
it's a oh yeah, mine yours put that in there. He said, can't ask frequent but Clay, why ninjas out here really hating on Shakur and Clay? And Clay, that's bullish. You said yesterday he don't want to fight Dev. He keeps saying now and said it on Joe Rogan and Mello that if Dev, I don't know. It's like a lot of stuff that I don't know if it was typos or what.
Oh, it said if Dev do a catch weight at 144, he will.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he added on.
Yeah, he added on
Oh yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
different message. Yeah,
So what's he
Okay, yeah.
basically saying? Because I'm driving, I
he's
can't really
he's
read.
he basically saying that uh, you saying that Shakur don't want to fight Devin, but Shakur said he'll fight him at a catch weight. So it's he calling cap basically. He calling cap on you for saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's trying to call
No,
cap on you.
what I'm saying is, once again, what I mean, let's put this in context and some understanding here, right?
Yes,
Is
sir.
Shakur ducking Devin Haney? Is he running from Devin Haney? Does he not want to fight Devin Haney? Of course not. He'd love to fight Devin Haney. But what he's not going to do, he's not going to compromise himself in a way that's going to give him too much of a disadvantage. So the reason I said Shakur doesn't want to fight Devin Haney, I'm saying at 147. Shakur's ready to fight everybody. But the whole idea and the narrative behind this whole entire story being that Shakur Stevenson is doing something diabolical for asking for a rehydration clause at 147, it's false narratives. Shakur never asked to fight Devin. In all those shows that he's quoting on right now, Shakur was not calling out Devin at any given time.
Yeah,
Even
he's
on the
responding.
right. So when Shannon Sharp asks him, when people are asking him, he's letting it be known that there's actually no issue with fighting Devin Haney. The only thing that matters, though, is these intangibles, which is the weight. It's not going to be at 147. He's not ready for 147 yet. No matter who it's going to be at 147, there will be a rehydration clause unless a catch weight is agreed upon, or obviously the fight happens in his weight division. So I'm not saying Shakur, guys got to stop taking it so far to start feeling like I'm saying Shakur don't want to fight Devin in a sense of like fear.
Like he's
No,
scared. Yeah, he's not scared
right,
of Devin Haney. He's not asking for that fight. That fight
right,
was thrusted upon him. It was thrown in the whole situation. His situation was with Connor Ben, and calling Connor Ben out on the bull crap that he was doing by putting Chris Eubanks Jr. on a rehydration clause and pulling him down and all of that, and fighting a half dead fighter. And so he's saying, I'll fight you half dead and we'll see what happened.
right.
And then once he said that, then everybody, oh, he's going to 147. He will fight
He need
Devin
to
then,
fight Devin then.
So he like,
Exactly.
oh, I'll do the same thing to Devin if that's what y'all saying. That's what he's saying. But we
Right.
looking at it like if you going, nobody really wants to see it. So we saying like, if it's all that, just stay down at 140 and keep doing you. And that's what he was originally trying to do anyway. But
Right.
then you got radical Shakur fans jumping out the window talking about, no, he'll fight him and he want to fight him. And no, he don't want to fight him, man. He just responding to what people saying, bro.
Ripping his
Right.
shirt
So
off.
he don't want to fight him, not in the sense that he's afraid of him. He just didn't have any plans on going up there and fighting Devin Haney. He just had his little back and forth in the tweet with Connor Ben, and he was going to stand on that. But people were approaching him with other stuff that wasn't part of the
Right.
plan.
And
So
he
I
was letting you
understand
know
that.
that he ain't turning down no smoke. He's letting you know though all those guys you mentioned it can get it, but here are the parameters. But that's not Shakur. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, I know people they're just gonna take it how they want to take it, no matter what you do. Like I'm trying to put it in context. I think I was pretty accurate in what I
Yeah, you
said,
said it.
but I don't know what else to say outside of that. I'm not trying to cap for Shakur, nor am I trying to make him look bad. I'm just giving y'all the truth. That's all I'm
Hey,
saying.
the aircraft carrier said we do want to see it, and
Yeah,
he said
Yeah.
fans should push for that fight. Now, I'm not
good.
saying that we don't want to see it in the
Right.
sense that we don't want to see Shakur versus Devin. Yeah, we want to see that, but we don't want to see Devin on a rehydration clause fighting
There you
Shakur
go.
Stevenson at 144. If you got to do all that, stay where you at already. Stay where you
That's it.
belong.
And I think
Yeah.
Shakur is more than willing to do that. And even Devin, I don't hear Devin asking for it either, by the way. Even Devin's like, yo, let that man do him. We trying to do this or above this. We trying to go welterweight conversation or even junior middleweight division
You know what I
conversation.
think it is though. People always wanted to see that fight, and it didn't happen at 135. And now Devin moved up 2 times and everything. Shakur moved up 1 time and ready to move back down. People are afraid that we're gonna lose the possibility of this fight even happening at all. So
It's a
I think
possibility.
they will. It seemed like people were willing to get whatever they can get. Have it the
It's a
way
po-
they want to. Yeah, whichever way they get it.
it's a possibility. I think I can't read because I'm driving, but somebody's saying something like who should Shakur fight? Is that what they're saying? I shouldn't be looking down and
Let
read
me
it.
see.
Oh no, he
But
said who y'all think Boots should fight next? That's what he said.
Oh yeah,
Boots,
because Boots moved on. Yeah.
Boots should be
He-
fighting Josh Kelly. Eddie Hearn needs to work.
Exactly. Yeah, Eddie Hearn need to see. Come on, man. He need to go ahead and
He,
get that fight for Boots, man.
he need to
You
work. He need
know,
to do this job.
yeah, you gotta pick one, Eddie. Come on, man. You
Yeah.
gotta pick one.
Or let them
So
pick each other.
Who gonna be
Break the
who
pool
gonna be
stick
your
in half.
franchise?
Yeah, break the pool stick, throw it on the ground, and say whoever walks out the room is my new guy. Period.
Boots. I give you that fight, but I give you that fight, Boots. But this fight gonna be a 65-35 split, man. So you're gonna have to bet on
Somebody say
yourself.
Boots versus Xander. Xander ain't taking that fight.
No, Boots versus Anders. What's up? No, I don't. Y'all.
Yeah,
I
that's
think.
fire,
I
but
think.
that ain't happening though.
I think y'all sleeping on Xander's willingness to fight Boots and his leverage. I think that fight is very realistic. I think a Xander fight is very realistic. I
You
think
think
it's on
Xander will
Xander. I don't
fight
think.
him?
Yes, I'm
I
telling you,
don't know.
that's going to be one of the best fights that could be made at 154. Man, styles make fights. I'm telling
I feel
y'all,
like
Xander
Xander. I feel like
has.
Xander was willing. I feel like Xander was willing to fight Devin because Devin is coming from lower down, and Devin got a bigger name. But Boots,
But
yeah, I don't
if
think
Devin
Boots' name is big. I don't think Boots' name is as big as Devin's, and he don't got no hardware, and you might mess around and lose,
take
get
that Boots
body.
fight, he
You
might
think he'll
take
take
that
that
Boots
Boots
fight,
fight?
bro.
Hey
Yes,
man,
I'm telling you.
yeah,
Don't
you
be
might
shocked.
be right, man. Maybe these fighters don't see Boots. Maybe these fighters don't see Boots the way we see him, bro. Oh, Clay fell
Fighters.
off.
I'm right here. Can you hear me?
You fell off and came back. I put you back on.
Yeah. Okay. Boots. Fighters aren't supposed to see each other the way we see them. You know what I'm saying? Like Xander might be listening to us talk about that fight, and the people who think he don't got a chance, he might be laughing his ass off. Like, yeah, you guys are hilarious, bro. You crazy? I've been boxing ever since I've been 7, 8 years old, nigga. I'll beat that nigga. You feel me? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. What, nigga? I've been working my whole life. What in the world make you? I will beat that nigga. You feel me? Will I spank him? No. Can I beat him in a boxing match? What
Hey,
am I
look.
doing out here?
Hey,
Xander ain't no punk.
the aircraft carrier said Xander ain't no punk. I'm not saying Xander is a punk, but I just don't think that he'll fight Boots for no reason, no belt, or no. I think he want to fight Josh Kelly because it's the reason it's a belt. He trying to unify. He'll fight Devin Haney because Devin Haney is a big name. His name got a lot of momentum behind it right now. So Devin Haney, yeah,
But
but
but if it ain't
Boots,
Josh Kelly, if it ain't Josh Kelly, And if it ain't Boots, then who's it gonna be? Because there's nobody else on the money train. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
is
Unless you can
Boots
get
is mandatory?
or
He might could fight
WBA, he the
Virgil, right?
mandatory
Oh no, Virgil's
You
with
said yeah, Boots is mandatory.
on that. I think so on that WBA title. He has that interim
Come on,
WBA title, and I feel like he's
that's his next
because
move. Then
because
Boots need to put that
Boots
petition
was the
in to get
mandatory.
that fight mandated.
Right, he was the one who was. I think he was a mandatory to box Baharu, wasn't he? And but the only reason him and Abbas didn't fight is because unification is Trump mandatory. I don't know. I
I
gotta
don't
look
know
at his.
I don't know exactly all the way how the WBA get down, but I got a feeling that they probably gonna try to protect Xander.
Mm,
He might try to
that fight
protect
right
him,
there.
man.
That fight there is very realistic, man. I think people are sleeping on
Hey,
the possibilities.
mine yours is up here, yo. That's you. Let me know in the chat if this you, mine yours. Yeah, he on the camera and everything, so I'm about to put you up. I see you. I'm about to put you up. Yo, what's good, bro?
What's
What's
good,
good,
family?
bro? Clay, what's good, man? First time speaking to you
I'm
live,
chilling,
man. Shut
family. What's good? Doing good,
the word,
family.
bro. Shut up, man. Now, I wasn't saying you, Clay. I'm just saying, why motherfuckers out here just going crazy talking about core ducking? I like core and Devin. I'm just a bigger core fan or supporter.
Right. Yeah, I fuck
Yeah,
with
he
Core
ain't
heavy,
ducking.
man.
You
I ain't gonna
can't.
lie. He ain't ducking. Yeah, that's just people who want to push it. You know, there's certain group of people out here who shouldn't even ever be hating on somebody like Core because their fighter does nothing. You know what I'm saying when it comes to challenging themselves. So they just want. There's people who are waiting in the bushes who are waiting for Shakur to say something like "I'll fight or counter Ben" with a rehydration clause, and they'll jump all over it the same way they did Bud. Soon as Bud mentioned Canelo, oh, why don't you fight David Benavidez and David Morale? Why don't you go up there and fight? Like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all just looking for a reason to make somebody lose, but your own fighter, you won't ask him to fight. You won't ask him to pop a pimple he don't want to pop on his ass. You know what I'm saying? You won't ask him to be uncomfortable in any kind of way.
hey Clay. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking about today?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe those fights are challenges for little buddy.
Oh man, I'm not gonna even do it
Hey,
with you,
wait,
bro.
yeah.
Clay,
Hold on, Fizz. Hold on. Let
Clay.
me say this. Hold on, Fizz.
Maybe
Let
they
me say
are,
this.
Clay.
Hold on, Fizz. Let me
Maybe
say
they
this first,
are.
though. Let me say this first, man. Yeah, it's rules on ducking, man. You know how you gonna duck somebody? First of all, you can't duck somebody in a different weight class. You know, I can't say that. How you ducking somebody in a different weight class? If they're in a weight class above you or below you, it's no duck. I mean, you can say it's a clout chase if you know calling them out or whatever, and then they call you bluff and you don't go up there. I wouldn't say it's a duck because you don't gotta. That's a little bit too much to ask somebody, well, to demand that somebody move up or down in the weight class to fight somebody. So that's why I don't call those ducks when people were in different weight classes.
Yeah,
I'll be like, oh,
they
at the
definitely
most,
not ducks,
it's
man.
yeah, the most case the worst case scenario, it's a clout chase or something like that. But a duck, nah, I wouldn't
Now,
say it's a duck
right
anyway.
now, Shakur's in position to do almost anything he wants to do, bro. He is gonna take his time and he's gonna make money, bro. And he got a lot of fights that he can make happen, and I think everybody be interested in making with
and,
him.
and he's still gonna give you legacy fights on the side.
Period.
M-
Period. He
Man,
gonna deliver.
I wish Shakur would go ahead and try to go after those champions at 140. Unify the belts, man. That's what you're
Matter of
supposed to
fact,
be out here doing, man. Unify the belts.
Oh my
Don't
God.
be
that's what
having
it's
these
shot.
fights that's just, I don't know, for bragging rights or whatnot.
I think
Do
the next
something, bro.
fight's gonna be. I think he's gonna go down to 135 and he's gonna collect that
Yeah,
lineal title. He's gonna fight Raymond Moritai next.
yeah.
That's what I believe.
I think he's
But
gonna
Raymond
fight
said
all the
he wanted
time
to move
next
up to
too.
140 though.
Nah, he'll stay down there. It's a lineal belt, bro. It's a lineal belt, bro. It's an opportunity. He's been wanting to fight Shakur. He'll stay down there 135 and fight Shakur.
You think fighting Raymond gets you the lineal belt over Abdullah?
Yeah, it does because
Oh my.
Raymond's
Raymond
is the
has the
number.
legal belt.
No, he doesn't have the lineal belt, does he? I don't
You
think
don't
he
have
has
it
it.
yet,
Nah,
so
I
nobody
think
has
it.
it, right?
No,
A win between him and Shakur would probably bring
exactly.
the lineal title though.
Yeah, because it'll be the 1 and the 2. Because Shakur, even though Shakur ain't WBC champion, I still think he's ranked number 1 at 135. If I'm correct, and I believe Raymond Moritai is number 2. That's lineal. That's a lineal belt fight.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look the Ring
I
magazine
thought
Yeah,
I could
lightweight
have
look it up
sworn
rankings.
right quick.
Maura Tyler said he wanted to move up though.
He did, but he'll stay down there for the right fight. He also said that. Raymond Moratai will stay down at 135 because Shakur will be like, "Why fight you at 140? I'd rather fight one of these other champions like you want, frequent. You know, like you come up here, bro. It's a waste of my time. It's like Bivol and Canelo. When Bivol beat Canelo and they wanted the rematch, Bivol was like, "I'll do it, but I'm coming to 175." He said, "I'm coming to 168. Well,
That's
I
gonna
already
be the
beat you at
biggest payday
175. I'm gonna
too.
come. Yeah, I'm gonna come down there and collect those belts off you, bro. I ain't gonna put my belts on the line twice for you, bro. Who are you?"
But looking at Moratala face right here, though, bro.
You better stay the fuck
I
away
don't
from
know what he
Shakur.
gonna do with Shakur, man. I don't know too much he gonna be able to do with Shakur, bro. With this face like this from Andy.
Oh yeah,
Hey, bro.
I think y'all right. Yeah, Shakur #1, and then he's #2.
Right.
But I
That's
don't
what I
know how
said.
Raymond could be #2 over Abdullah. I don't know. I don't know that.
Nah, cause he's come on, man. He's
Abdullah Mason,
Abdullah wet behind the ears. He's a great little champion, but he young, man. He can't be no. He ain't fought nobody. But Sam Noakes is his big. Sam Noakes was his first 12-round fight. You know what I'm saying? Like his
Yeah.
first 12-round. Not the first 12-round fight he went through. His first 12-round fight, and I think he had 2 10-round fights before that. Before that, he was on 8-round fights. So he doing his thing. But yeah, we can't
I
put him
feel like
over
they
Raymond.
fast tracked him. They fast tracked him.
Facts.
You
But
They
know what I
shout
got
mean?
out to
That's
Andy.
why
to
he still
Abdullah
look like
Mason.
that.
They got Andy Cruz rated #3. What the
That's
fuck?
crazy. That's
What
crazy
the
to me.
fuck? And
How was
then
that crazy, man? Looking
He
at
just
Andy
this,
Cruz
that
does
lost.
ain't
not
too
belong in the
crazy,
number
bro.
three.
Look at this.
No,
He just
Andy shouldn't
lost.
be
He
there.
shouldn't be ranked on #3. He just lost.
ranked #3.
Andy
Abdullah.
really won that fight though, bro. But
No,
we couldn't give it
no,
to him
frequent.
because the
Man,
In
when
champion,
that
bro.
fight,
actuality,
nah,
he
man.
really lost the fight.
He lost
But
that fight.
Bro,
Period.
they only
That was
had
a
to give it
tough
to
fight.
Mortala because he was the aggressor. But if
no,
you look at
they gave
those
it to him because
exchanges,
he
man,
won
Andy
more
won them
rounds than Andy.
exchanges, man.
No, he didn't, bro. I
Look at
called
his
that fight.
face,
Hell
Called it.
bro. He
I
And
don't
he
care what his
said
face looked like. Andy
Raymond
lost
gonna
that
say,
fight.
"Oh, I didn't feel those punches. You felt them damn punches." Talking
Hey,
about
in
Exactly.
the chat,
I didn't feel it.
if y'all think that Andy
It
won
don't
most
matter
of the
what y'all think.
exchanges,
Don't
put a
even
one in
answer
the
it.
chat, bro.
It don't
Put a
matter what
one in the
y'all think.
chat.
Don't put nothing in the chat. Y'all know
Yo, the
at the end of the
chat,
day,
yo,
he
the
lost.
chat don't never be they don't participate, man. When I tell them to put a 1 or a 2 in the chat, they be like, yeah, whatever, man.
You asking ridiculous questions. That's why. They're like,
Nah, he shouldn't be #3 at all though.
no, you should be like 5 or 6. Period.
Hey,
Period.
hey, mind yours, bro. What you think happened in that? Did you see that fight?
Yeah, nah, Muay beat him. It was a close
Thank
fight
you.
though.
Close fight for
No,
sure.
okay. I thought
He
Definitely
he,
close
gave,
fight.
man, I thought
yeah,
Andy won a lot of those exchanges. That
too
right
many
hand
pity
kept
pat
landing
shots.
over the top, man. That's why his face looked
hmm
like this, bro.
hmm
That right hand kept
Without a
landing
doubt,
over the top.
Without a doubt, Raymond Mortai got punched in his face in that fight. But Andy
A
got punched
lot.
Yeah,
on too.
Andy
but
ain't get punched in his face that much.
Okay.
he
Andy
wasn't
was getting caught with like
Muay
little dumb shit, like pulling out. He would get caught, and then he'll try to act like
Yeah.
he's turning with it, but he'd get caught. But Mortai just looked bigger and like he looked
a
more
little.
aggressive. But I don't think he, I don't think he actually dominated Andy Cruz with
All
his
right,
actual advantages. But it was a good fight though.
It was a
I
good
feel
fight. It
like
was a
he
good
won. I
fight.
feel like he only got the nod because he was the aggressor and he was the champion. So yeah, I
The
mean,
last three
you know.
rounds though, you gotta, Andy Cruz never been in a 12-round fight like that. You know what I
And
mean? So
after the fight, soon as the fight happened, before they gave the decision, I said, "Yeah, Mortala won that fight out." Because I'm old school, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you really gotta beat the champion, man. Really gotta show separation and take it from him. But it was a real close fight. That's why I was like, yeah, I was willing to just say that Mortala won. But if you look at those exchanges, man, come on, man.
I think I think Andy need to move down to 130. Too small.
Damn. Damn.
I
Oh
feel
no,
like
Andy
Andy
Mar. Yeah,
did good.
Andy. I thought you said Haney. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, damn, bro, you hating
Nah,
on
nah,
Andy?
nah, nah,
No, no,
nah, hell
no. Yeah, Andy. I agree with you. I think Andy should go to 130 as well, but I don't think he
The,
wants to. I think he sees the money at 135. They're gonna keep on trying to push him there.
the
he can't
aircraft
do nothing
carrier
with
said you
them.
got to count body punches too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hitting him with some body shots, but it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, he won the fight,
I just feel
Oh,
like they gave it to him because of the way it looked. Because he was pressing the action and Andy was, moving. He was moving. But when
but
they got into them exchanges, though,
yeah, I think that's Shakur's next fight. I ain't gonna lie. I believe that's his next fight. I think it's Raymond
but
Moratai,
I mean, at 135, though, Shakur said he was
135.
staying at 140.
No, he didn't. He said he'll go to 135 and get that lineal belt. Catch up.
no. Yeah, he did say that. I think he's gonna campaign at both weights.
Yeah, he gonna go
Hmm.
down there get that belt. By the time he comes back to 140, and he's gonna when he gets back to 140, he's probably gonna look for like a Gary or a Dalton Smith fight, but more like a Gary. Looks like he got beef with the WBC and he ain't trying to give them no more money.
I
I
think
was
he
gonna
gonna
say
go
he
back.
better make sure he pay them sanctioning fees, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna go get
Nah,
that linear title and then go back to 140 and stay there. Cause all that back and forth shit, he wound up getting hurt.
Well,
Hey
well,
Facts,
what?
man,
nah,
What?
y'all
man.
think
facts.
y'all think he gonna be able to go down there and fight Mortala and keep his belt that he got at 140?
Yeah, I
Because
Yeah,
I
think
don't think
he'll.
if he gonna lose his belt at 140, I don't think he should do it. I should think he should stay at 140. It's the
He got
perfect opportunity for him to collect some belts, man.
no, he ain't gonna lose his belt.
Yeah.
WBO ain't gonna move like that. WBO ain't gonna do it like that. They're gonna let
No,
him
I
cook.
don't want him to go
What
back down
belt
to.
Mortala got?
He got the
IBF.
IBF. I don't want him to go
oh,
back
okay.
down to 135 though. I want him to stay at 140. Like and
Exactly.
fight Gary Anton Russell now. Like there's no need to prolong the situation.
Yeah,
Gary don't
because
want
Fight
that
him
Gary
right
smoke,
now.
bro.
Gary got a
Gary
lot
don't
of
really
hype.
want that fight. Gary don't want that fight, man.
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
the lineal belt is important, bro.
They
For
asked him
That's
Shakur.
after
He
that.
cool.
said it. He
They
wants it.
asked
He
I
got
Gary
it.
feel
after
like I
that
feel like
last fight.
Gary do want that fight. Y'all saying
He
like
was
Nah,
talking
Gary
some
scared.
Of
Dalton
course,
Smith
Gary
shit.
want that
I,
fight.
I feel
nah,
like
He was
Gary
talking
do
some.
want that fight because I saw.
No,
Come
that's a
on, man.
fact. Gary want that fight. Period.
nah.
There's no
Yeah,
ifs,
Clay,
no.
yeah. Everybody
Shakur.
trying to act like Gary's scared of him. Gary
Gary ain't
not
scared of
scared of him.
nobody. Gary ain't scared of nobody.
I
Nah,
I don't
think
But
think he's
Gary
Shakur,
think he
scared.
could beat Shakur.
I don't think none of these niggas is scared, but I don't think he's ready. He know that
But
because
I think no, I think
mm,
Gary think he could beat Shakur.
yeah,
before
I
the
think he
fight he
thinks so.
was before the fight he was talking crazy and Cole answered him and said, "Why wouldn't I fight you?" Then after his fight with Arioka, they asked him and he's talking some down the line shit. If he really wanted that fight, he said, "I want Cole next." Cole was in the building too.
he
Yeah,
said
yeah.
that. He
That's
said
what
that
people use
before
to
the
try to
fight.
say he's scared of him.
He said that
But
before the
look,
fight though.
yeah, that was before a little bit before. But after the fight though, you saw Mr. Gary. I mean Mr. Gary Russell talking about how Shakur fight or whatever. He's like making fun of how he fight. Y'all saw that, right?
Yeah, he could
Yeah,
Yeah.
do that until his brother get his ass beat.
Yeah, but Clay, you gotta stop taking Shakur at his word, man. He said a lot of things. Like I like him,
bro.
but he
Yeah,
said a
he
I
be
lot of
can't.
flip
things,
flopping a
bro.
lot though.
He be saying I don't see what you guys see, but feel free
I
to
do.
share with me. What did he say? Go ahead, tell
I
me.
could
I mean,
tell you one thing he said.
he just goes back and forth on his word.
Like
First he
what?
Yeah,
can
he
go
be changing.
first he can go to 154 and fight Conor Bean. And 2 weeks later, oh, I can't do it. Then he can go to 147 and fight somebody. 2 weeks later, no, I can't do that. I need a rehydration clause. Then, oh, I don't need a rehydration clause. Oh, I want to do a catchweight.
And
Oh,
some of the
I'm
things he say
going,
too, because
yeah,
remember
like
when even I know this like it was a little while ago, but he had when Devin Haney fought Lomachenko, immediately after the fight, a lot of people were saying that they robbed Lomachenko, and then Shakur came out his mouth and said that he thought Loma won the fight. But then after he got some backlash about it, maybe like 2 days later, he said, rewatched the fight, and yeah, Devin won the fight. Devin got the fight. But
Other day
then
he gets the
recently,
ask. Yeah, he gets.
then recently he did another interview, and somebody said it was on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan was like, Loma won that fight. He was like, yeah, to this day, man, I think Loma won the fight. And I'm like, come on, bro, you just went back and forth 2 times
and
already.
I gotta, this the cherry on top. He literally said he was gonna drop the belt as soon as he got it, so Keyshawn can get it. Has he dropped the belt yet?
No, I know why I think he ain't dropped the belt though, because I think he ain't dropped the belt because he got stripped by the WBC.
Nah, man,
He didn't know that was gonna happen. He
that
thought he
ain't
was
got
gonna
nothing
drop the
to
belt
that
and
ain't
go
got
back
nothing to
down to
do with
135 and
Keyshawn.
have his belt. But since they stripped him, he said he was staying.
That ain't got nothing to do with Keyshawn.
Hey, that's
No,
all.
I
I
mean, but that got to do with his word though. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying? That's what I'm
Shakur
saying.
said
But that'll
think
Shakur
be.
said
everybody.
the
But y'all gotta. Y'all gotta
I think that's
understand.
why
That'll
people
be.
like Shakur. I think that's why people like Shakur don't talk to the media, right? Like
he
he's
stay
not
talking to
allowed.
the
He's not.
media.
But no, I mean that he does, but he's mostly trolling, or he'll talk to only the highest level. I'm generally speaking. If that interview he did with Joe Rogan was the most transparent I've seen Shakur Stevenson in years, right? Whenever he's talking to the media, it's always on a troll, or he doesn't really respect the content creation space. And why? Because at the end of the day, people act like somebody changing their mind is the worst thing that could ever happen in the world. If
No,
he
it's
can watch,
not.
he could watch a fight with Lomachenko and Devin Haney, bro, and see one thing. Even me, I've watched that fight multiple times, and I'll come away with different. I'm always floating back and forth. Same thing with the Virgil Ortiz and Sully
I get
Barchuk
that.
fight.
I get that when you say you going back and forth, but you know, he's right after the fight, he said Loma won. Then after that, 2 days later, he said he rewatched the fight and he said Devin got the fight. But then on Joe Rogan, he said till this day, that means that you didn't waver. He said to this day, man, I think
That
that
don't mean
Loma
he
won
didn't
the fight.
waver. That just
He
mean
said
that
to
he
this
feel
day,
that
I think Loma. That mean
right.
all along you thought Loma won the fight. So what you was lying in the middle?
I don't feel like that's what that means. I feel like I watched it again, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It's the same. You know why I can relate to it? Because I do the same thing with the Bohachuk Virgil Ortiz fight. I do it all the time. You can catch me on video saying that I thought Virgil won it the first night that I called it, and then 2-3 days later I came out and I was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. Bohachuk might have took that fight, bro. I counted the rounds. Then I watched it again, and I was like, damn, bro. Nah, I don't know, man. I think Virgil won that fight. I
See,
don't.
but what?
It's hard.
Word. What the words that you
Yeah.
use is important to me to the comprehension of what you're saying. If you say till this day, that means till this day means all the way from the beginning, all the way up till this day. You've been seeing it
You
that
been
way.
stood on
So
it. Yeah,
you
you
can't.
stood
So
on
in
it.
between, you can't say something different, bro.
Well,
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
Clay,
That's just me though.
Clay,
I
I
pay
well,
can't.
attention to
everybody,
word. I pay a whole lot of attention to words. I make
Nah,
sure I be
facts.
I
careful
get
with
it.
my words when I say stuff so people can say, yo, you lying. No, I didn't. I said, what if? Or,
Right,
you
right.
know, I always leave a way out.
Yeah. I
Nah,
think
You know what
at
I'm
but
the
saying? I'm
end of
not
the
Clay,
gonna
day,
stand
at the
all the
end of
way
the
on it.
day, at the end of the day, for me, the most important thing is I believe Shakur will fight anybody. You give him the money. You give him, you make it an even playing field for him. He's gonna fight. Period. That's what I believe. You know
Hey,
what I
I'm
mean? I don't
watching
know.
this Cotto Shane Mosley fight. This is a pretty good fight, man.
nah,
Yeah, that
but
was a good
Clay.
fight.
Yeah, but Clay, I'm not talking about like the. I think he'll fight anybody too. It's just certain people. Well, I just think it's one person in particular he wouldn't fight.
Who?
That's Devin Haney. I don't think he's fighting him at all. I just don't. I don't think that's fight ever
If
gonna
Man,
happen.
Devin Haney
I
does that
don't,
144 catch weight,
Nah.
they fighting. I bet
Yeah,
you they fighting.
yeah.
why he
But
won't do
once,
144 catch weight? He did
Bill,
144
but
catch
once
weight
Bill or
against Ramirez and
yeah,
against
but
Ryan.
yeah, that's cool. But once Bill or Devin say something, they don't really go back on it. Bill said, we ain't doing no catch weights or rehydration closet.
That's
So
it.
that's out the window. They ain't never fighting. And they ain't never
Yeah,
gonna happen.
Hey,
But
I
yo.
agree.
Oh,
But I
but
was looking
but
at that. That's feasible though. I think that Devin can make 144 though,
he
bro.
ain't but he
If
can he
Devin really
make
wanted that fight, I think he can, go to 144
he
and fight.
can, but is he gonna do it? No. He's not gonna put himself at a disadvantage for Shakur.
is
He's not
is
gonna
is
do that.
is that a big fight
It go
right now?
both ways.
144.
That's
Right.
why when
That's why I
niggas
said the
say if you go to 147, that's why you like I'm
yeah.
in a hot rehydration clothes, bro. He's too big.
Yeah, that's why I
If
said the
people can't
fight's
see
never
with the if people can't
that's
see with their eyes that that man is bigger than him, straight bigger, I don't understand. No homo. I don't
nah,
understand how people can't say
he's
the
not
size
And,
way
difference.
and,
bigger
and,
than him.
and family,
I'm talking
we're
about
talking
body
about,
mass. I'm not talking about height. I'm
yeah.
talking about body
And,
mass. He's
I'm not
bigger than
and
talking
that
about
listen,
man.
height. I'm not
and the
talking about
boxing
height.
space acting like they ain't been calling Devin Haney a weight bully since
Yeah,
forever. Like
yeah, but Clay,
everybody know he's big.
we
Pause.
just had Shakur go on the nightcap and he let Shannon Sharp say he was 142, walking around at 142. Get the fuck out of here. That don't even make no
He didn't
goddamn
say that.
sense.
That's what he said.
Yes.
I thought he said he's walking around 140. He said
48.
142.
He said
Yeah, he said
148.
148.
No, he
Yeah.
didn't. Shannon Sharp
He
said,
said
"What you walking around at?"
148.
He said, "You walking
He
around
said
at
148.
142." He said, "You might even be 130."
Yeah, but that was Shannon. That was Shannon,
No,
man. That was
that's
just
what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about.
No, this
But
is what now
the
pause.
this is what
fact
he
that he
said. He
just
said he
let him
said he
say it,
said on fight night he'll be like 138 to 140, like something
he
like that.
wasn't
But he
talking
said
about
on
fight night. He was talking about walking around.
his walking around way he said 148. I'm telling you. He said
No,
148.
you know why? No, you know why Shakur? Not know
He
why
not no
people be on
148
Shakur
walking
like
around,
that,
bro.
man, about him
That's
fighting Devin
diabolical.
now? Because it is, bro.
Happy
Uh-oh.
because
There you
we
go.
thought that we was getting points. You dig what I mean? Because Core is a Olympian. Core always then got in on Devin. Nigga, are you tripping? You niggas, y'all. Nigga, the whole shit started because it was live that we're in there with Core. Not Core is getting out on us. Like, he's the big nigga. He's the big homie in the shit. It was never. We would always, nigga, first the gap was like this. The
Yeah.
gap got closer always. If you got
That's the
any,
biggest slip
if you
flopper
got
right
involved
there.
any with Core, it
He's
was a
stuttering
plus.
right now.
If you just had a good day, that's how it was with him. all the way up until now, brother. That's why I told you. I said inside the weight classes, when we move, just like niggas is moving now, brother. If it's too hot at 30, we already ready to go to 40, bro.
We already ready to go to 40, bro.
Yeah, I guess Devin the big homie now. I guess I don't know.
He is.
Devin
It
is a big
happens,
homie.
bro.
He's running.
Motherfuckers
He
grow every
ran.
day, man. These
He
young
was,
dudes grow up. They grow and they grow up, bro. Like they.
My thing, Clay, is I see
Nah, dude was
Keyshawn
about
talking
to say
about
he ran for
147.
135. Can't run for
he,
135
he
when he
ran from
defended the belt.
135.
Yeah,
He ran, man.
he defended undisputed twice.
So
Can't
why he
run for
didn't? So
doing
why?
that.
That shit is
So why he didn't go to the purse bid then?
What you mean?
That's how I look at it. Why he didn't? Cole asked for the
You
purse
got
bid,
the
right?
OG in the
Hold
At
building,
on.
135,
Bradley.
right?
Let me cook this real
aircraft
quick.
Then,
carrier.
Let
then
me cook
Cole.
Oh
this
my
real
No.
quick.
god.
Then
Hold
Cole
on.
asked for a catch weight. Then Cole
Yeah,
asked
that's
for a purse
cool.
bid at 135. Yes or
Yeah.
no? Did he or
Hold
not?
on. Yeah, I
Hey, who
just
was
answer
that,
Did
your
they?
Flyer?
question.
Did
Let
they?
me
Did
let.
they give? Did they give Devin a
Who
week?
was that,
Did they? Did
Flyer?
they?
Bro.
Did
I
they
don't
give
know,
Devin a
bro.
week?
That looked
I answered
freaky
your
Huh?
as
question.
hell.
I answered your question.
Yeah, I took it off
Now let
just
Did
me
in
they give?
time, man. He on some weird stuff.
Yeah. They gave him a week.
Did they,
Yeah,
they
but
gave him a
Frank
week?
did.
And what did
Yeah,
he
but
do? And
hold
what he
on,
do?
bro. God damn, I just answered your questions. I answered two questions.
All right,
Let me go. It's not
cook,
an
homie.
interrogation.
Aircraft, stop
Yeah.
trolling, man.
I,
Okay,
I
Damn.
I
okay,
was
bro.
I was on it. He looked weird. It looked like he was
Oh
authenticated.
man.
Somebody named Jesse or whatever. So I'm like, let me put him on here since he authenticated.
Hey
But
yo,
I had my
Clay.
finger hovering over the joint, and I had a feeling he was going to be doing
Hey,
some weird
I
Yeah,
stuff,
see
bro.
I see
mine yours. Devin
Keyshawn
sent
sitting
him a
there talking about
contract.
I
Yeah,
feel
mine
like that was
yours.
deserved somewhere.
Devin sent him a
Yeah,
contract for 25%, bro. Yeah, we already know this.
I'm
You
gonna
trying to
break this
say,
down too. I want you to
yeah,
finish,
yeah,
so I'm gonna cook
oh
you.
man,
yeah,
come
Oh,
on,
yeah.
let's
man.
not
Come
go
on,
back into the
man. Come on,
25%,
man.
man,
No,
because
he
y'all
I'm gonna
gonna
brought it
cook
make
up.
him.
Blue come
He
up
brought
here,
it
bro.
up. He brought it up,
Y'all
but
gonna make Blue
I'm
hop
gonna
up
cook
here. He
him.
saying
might rip his shirt off or
Come
something,
on,
I'm gonna
bro.
cook
man.
him.
he's saying Devin ran. I'm about to explain how he didn't.
And I'm gonna
Cause he
explain how he
said
did.
Who
okay,
said
yeah.
he ran? Hold on. Who said he ran?
Yeah, mine yours. So I'm just about to cook on it real quick and then we can just move on. He
All
sent
right,
the
go
man
ahead.
a he sent the man a contract for 25%. The dude wanted one belt, so he got one belt. He was fighting for undisputed. He should have just took the 25%. You don't want to know why he should have took the 25%? Because he came out and said after that, yeah, I should have just took that shit.
But
So
He,
whatever you
but
about
the
to
he,
say,
reason,
he
but
did.
it ain't
but
gonna
He
look,
did
matter.
say all that. He did say all that, right?
but
But
look,
this is the this
hold
is the
on, hold
catch.
on before you hold on before you respond. The 25%, man, people don't look at the significance of Devin offering him 25%. See, Devin had all four belts, right? And the WBC is the only one out of all of them. The lowest you can go was 30%. All other three sanctioning bodies, the lowest you can get is 25%. That's the bottom of the
5 belts too, Flyer. 5 belts. Ring
yeah, it was
magazine
five
belt.
belts, but we just talking about the we just talking about the main belts. The sanctioning bodies,
Yeah.
all the other three sanctioning bodies, the lowest they go was 25%. And the WBC is the only one who had the 30% John, whatever threshold. And so, that's why he offered him 25%. It wasn't
Yeah,
like he
bro.
was like lowballing him or nothing like that. Shakur had no leverage. He just got to the
Now can I
division and everything.
Yeah,
now can I go?
he wanted
Oh,
one
Can
go
I
ahead,
belt,
go
so
finish?
he
ahead, go ahead.
got
You could
one
cook on it.
belt.
Go ahead.
That's all that happened.
So he didn't send him 25% of nothing. That Bill didn't say that out of his own mouth on TBV when it first happened. He didn't say that. Yeah, we sent him 25%, and then that says 25% of what he said. 25% of nothing. He said we
No, he didn't
shopping.
say
We was
he didn't
gonna.
say if nothing. He said
He
whatever.
said we was gonna.
No,
He said
no,
we was
he
gonna
didn't say
shop.
what.
I was gonna.
Hold on,
He
hold
said he
on.
was gonna shop the. He was gonna shop the fight to
No,
Bob and
hold on, bro.
whatever
He
else he
didn't say.
said.
Hold on,
He
bro. He
said he was
didn't
gonna
say
shop the fight.
25. Hold on, bro. He didn't say 25% of nothing. He said 25% of whatever the purse was. I got that little video clip too, if you want
Of
me to
what the
play it,
purse
bro.
was. Yeah, and it was nothing because he didn't have no budget for the fight yet. That's why he said he's gonna shop the fight to Bob and whoever else he said he was gonna shop the fight to see who was gonna pick
But
who
look,
was gonna take the fight.
but you can't. That's not grounds to stand on because whoever he would have shopped the fight to, it would have
He's
been a
never
purse. That's
the
like
whole
you saying like it wasn't going
my
to be a
whole
purse
point
at
is
all. But they was just negotiating percentage of whatever the purse was going to be. So that's
yeah,
not
what
really
was
a
the
good
purse?
argument, bro.
Why that is a good argument. So what I'm gonna take 25% of what? I don't even know what they offering you for the fight yet.
Bro,
Devin got
that's irrelevant. That's
22%, bro.
irrelevant though, because
How is that irrelevant? So look,
whatever the
I'm gonna
purse
just
going to
take 20.
be,
I'm gonna just take 25% of I don't know what. What if they only gave
bro.
him
The purse,
1.5 million for
whatever,
the fight? What
bro.
if they gave him
Whatever
some
the
shorties
purse
for the
is going
fight?
to be, that's
For
the
the
thing.
flat fee
Whatever it don't
first.
matter what the purse is going to be. Is the percentage is still going to be the same regardless how big the purse going to be? That's not a good argument. The what
That is a
if
good
they
argument because
if the purse
I mean,
if the purse
if
that
the
somebody
purse,
hold on, if the purse that they throw at them be, say like the purse was like 7 million, then the percentage still gonna be the same. You get
yeah, that's if
25% of that amount.
I
No matter
understand
how
that.
big or how small
I
it's
under,
gonna be,
I
the
under,
percentage is still the split
frequent,
up.
frequent. I understand that, but business is business. I'm not a stupid nigga. I'm not an idiot. You're not going to tell me you're going to give me 25% of what? How much is the split? What's the money?
We gonna
I
try to
want to
get
know
the
what's the.
max.
I want to know. That's what I'm saying. There's not no try. I want to know on paper. This is what it is. I'm getting 25% of 7 million, like you said, or whatever the number is. I need to know the number first before I say yeah, sign some shit. And then he
They
come with
didn't
some
get
bullshit
that.
ass offer.
They
I
didn't
know
get
they
that
didn't.
far to how much the money was going to be, bro. That's later
Yeah,
on in the negotiations.
and
Once
then
you
I,
sign the
and then
contract, it
another,
wasn't
and
a
then another.
contract. He gave him an offer, just like with this Rolly Romero situation. Devin said Rolly Romero sent when they asked him what was the details. He said, "Well, it was a network." And it was in promo. He said that's what Rolly sent over. You know, a solid network. You know, a network to have a fight on in the
Right on
promo.
here.
All the other details wasn't in there. So when people saying, "Oh, why he ain't? What's taking them so long? Why he ain't signed?" Come on, man. Everything else got to be worked out. Everything don't when if somebody give you an offer, it's not. It's they gonna offer you the
Yeah.
percentage and all of that. They not gonna everything is not gonna be done there. They still gotta negotiate after the offer. Somebody agreed to the offer, bro.
He
I'm from
should
New
have.
York, bro.
He
That
should
nigga
have
builds
agreed to
too
the
slick.
flat fee.
You're not going.
Nah.
You're not going to offer
Hey,
me nothing without a number behind it.
this
They
this
You're
gave
what
him
not
a
I
number.
swindling. You're not
Hey,
going to
mine
swindle
yours.
me and tell me some bullshit and then
Yeah, but he gave him a
nah,
flat fee. He gave him a flat fee at first, and
a
Short
flat fee
said
of
no
what?
to it.
He said a
They
flat.
said
Well,
He didn't.
okay, look,
A
okay,
flat
so
fee of
that's your
what?
argument. That's your argument.
the
What if he would
numbers.
have gave
He
him
said
what
the
if he would
numbers.
agree to the 30% then? If he would agreed to the 30%, then of what? If you want to by your logic and your
30% of what?
argument, then 30% of what
That's
then?
why you go
The shit.
purse bid. They're gonna tell you
He
all
said
them
50,
details is
he
gonna be
said
Nah,
involved.
50%,
you ain't go
50%
on
of
first
what
bid,
then?
bro. He ain't determined. He not gonna let the WBC determine how much money he make. He said, "Fuck you, take the belt." He left.
And the core is saying the same thing. It goes hand in hand. If you want to be real, it go hand in hand. You're not going to tell me 25% and I don't know what the fuck the 25% is of,
Well,
of how much it
Bro,
be breaking down. And
who was getting it? Who was
and he feel like I got all four belts and this is what I'm giving you. And he feel like nigga I'm worth more than that. So I'm gonna go to the
yeah,
first bit.
bro.
And he moved up. So at the end of the day,
He didn't want undisputed then,
none
because
of it,
Devin did
I,
that.
I was
no,
going.
no,
I was
no.
just going to ask you. I was just going to ask you who was getting the shot, bro. Devin was already undisputed. Had defended it already twice. So
He took a shit
he
deal
was
to
giving
do it.
Shakur a shot. That was Shakur's shot, bro, at becoming undisputed. Devin already undisputed and it defended it twice, and he was ready to move up in the weight division. It was Shakur the one who was getting the shot, so he should have took the 25% and go ahead and
Yo,
got
bro,
undisputed. And then after that,
you can't tell a man what to take, bro, how much they worth.
Shakur
That's like
said
me telling.
afterwards that
That's like, yeah,
Shakur
he did say
regret
that,
not taking it.
and he always say shit that he don't mean, bro. All these young niggas do the same shit. They always saying some shit and then saying some other shit. All of them do it. Every one of them do it.
So you saying he can't say he regret. He said he regretted not taking the
Now he did
Nah,
say that.
25%.
He
nah,
did say that. He did say that.
we can't believe Shakur words when it come to Devin, bro. I already told y'all this.
No, what I'm asking you though is you don't believe he regretted it? Where that come from then?
It came
He
out his
said he
own
should have
mouth.
he said he should have took the 25%, bro.
That nigga
You know what I'm
Cole
saying?
always
He
saying some
regretted it.
shit.
He
I
said
don't.
the reason why he ain't take it because he didn't think that Devin would go up and fight. See, a lot of people didn't think that Devin was going to go up and fight Regis because people was looking at Regis like Regis punch
That
hard. He
nigga
going to knock
Regis is
Devin out.
over the fucking
Devin
hill,
pillow
bro.
fisted. That's how they
Nah,
was
bro.
looking.
Nah,
Y'all ain't
man.
look at Regis like
Nah,
that
man.
until after
I
Devin beat
did.
him, bro.
I did. That nigga was Ben Wash. He should have been left 140.
No,
That's
I
Well,
revenge
think,
that
I
was
think,
boxing.
I think
that
Shakur
wasn't
thought
the
that
narrative.
Shakur thought that the negotiation was still open. He thought that he didn't think Devin would just walk away from the table like that. Like, not even scared of fighting Regis. Just he didn't think Devin would just walk away the way he did. He thought he'd be like, all right, well, let's go check the purse bid. I think that was an unfortunate situation, but I don't fault Devin and I don't fault Shakur. I just
Oh,
feel like
bro.
they misread each other. I think
They was trying
Shakur
to.
misread Devin, and I think Devin just was ready to go, and Shakur slept on how bad Devin was ready to go. Devin
Yeah.
was tired of those weight
No,
cuts, bro.
I just
no,
don't like.
Shakur, no, Clay, Shakur. I would
Nah,
think that if
frequent.
Shakur
Nah,
only
man.
asked for if he only asked for 30%, but Shakur was asking for 50-50 split. In what world do you think he deserved
That's why you go
50-50
to the.
split?
That's why you go to the purse bid. If they had told him, yo,
That's
you
why
getting
he le-
30%,
no,
35%,
but
he would have took it, and they would have had to fight.
no, no, but that's why
Period. And that would
Devin
have been
walked
the end
away.
of all that
But
shit.
but
Nah,
but
bro.
listen,
You're
but
not
that's
going
why
to no
Devin walked
sanctioned
away,
fight.
because in his petition to the WBC, he asked for 50%, bro. He said,
They don't
I
gotta give
believe
him
I deserve. He
50%
said,
though.
he said, I believe I deserve 50%. But if you decide that I don't deserve the 50%, that I deserve 30%, then I'll accept that too.
Yeah, he's just
So what you
talking though.
think?
That's negotiation.
Yeah,
That's
but what?
starting at a high number, trying to meet somewhere in the middle.
Okay,
That's
so
just talk.
but we know,
Yeah,
That's
but we
he
not.
was
know the
nigga.
track. Yeah, but that being said, we know the
All
track
right, say
record
the
with
number
the
25%,
WBC.
and then they gave him
Hold on.
35%.
We know the track record with the WBC concerning Devin Haney. We know all of the crazy stuff that they did to Devin Haney with him
Bro,
fighting
yeah,
Loma
bro.
and all of that. Them talking about he the pride champion. That Devin ain't leaving that up to them. What if he would have
Fuck
went to
no.
the WBC and they would have ordered that he give Shakur 50-50 split? That's crazy. That's
That's
why I
No.
was
crazy.
like, I don't,
And this the
I see
thing
why
Nah,
too.
he
that's
left.
why I said you can't be
And
mad.
that's
You
why I was saying,
cannot be
mind
mad at
yours.
Devin.
It's
You
like
can't be. You can't be
if you
mad at
making a
Devin.
deal with
Period.
somebody and then
You can't be
you
mad
got
at
all the
Shakur
leverage on
either.
your side
He was just
You
doing
can't
what was
be.
and
best for him.
Yeah,
and
they
you
That's what I'm
both. They
saying.
both
They
just.
doing what's best for each other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
but
That's
saying.
my
I
Like
whole
just
argument.
no, but mind
Hey, Rich,
yours. I
that's
don't
you,
like
Rich.
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
like
My bad. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
me.
All
don't
right,
like
you.
that you was saying that Devin ran. He didn't run.
You know
He didn't
why?
run for
I just
shit.
said that for troll, bro. Because niggas always trying to shit on my son Core. Man. I know he didn't ride. I like that too.
no, but
But
low key,
I'm just.
Devin did run from 135.
hey, mind
He
yours. Let
ran
me
from the
ask you
weight.
this
Stop
real
it.
He
quick,
ran
bro.
from the weight
Stop it,
cut.
Clay.
Hey, mind
He
yours.
ran from that weight cut.
Yeah.
Hey, I was gonna ask you this. What you think about the idea of Keyshawn not getting the belt at 40 and going to 47? Like
You ain't gonna do that.
that sounds crazy to me. Like if you're gonna be at a division, if you're gonna stop at a division, at least try to get strapped.
No, if he could get
How
a
many fights
title
Devin
shot
had
on
at?
his
How
first
many
fight
fights?
up there at 147, yeah, he should
Hold
do
on,
it.
Yeah.
What'd you say, mind yours?
You right? Nah. If he could go to 147, he feel like he's ready. Let him go.
Nah, let
But
him
just
go,
but
but
just but just
I don't know how many times
I
a
would say
title
if he
fight.
could get a
how
title
many
shot
times
up there.
Keyshawn.
Yo,
Yo,
bro.
how many times Keyshawn got to tell y'all he don't care
Y'all
about
know
no
the.
damn belt?
He said he don't care about no belts, and then y'all know the politics of these belts, bro.
yeah,
Niggas is
Clay,
gonna
he
be scared
says
to
that.
fight him. He's gonna be there forever trying to chase him. He's like, fuck it, bro. I'm not sitting here, man. I'm
Yeah,
out of here.
Clay,
I'm
he
gonna go to
says he don't
147.
care about the belt, but he got this
Man, I
rumor
feel
going
like,
around that he wanna fight for a 147. He got a 147 title fight, and I'm trying to figure out with who. Crocker hurt,
hey man, I feel like
and he
these
got a
fighters just be
mandatory.
they
Like,
say
who
was
who he
whatever
fighting?
sound
He
cool,
might fuck
man.
around beat Devin. That might be why
They
Rolly out here taking
he ain't beating no
Valiant
Devin,
pills.
man. He ain't beating no Devin. Yo,
Yeah,
man,
probably could.
that they try to say whatever is cool. That's what I think, man. That's why it's cool now to say that the belts don't matter, but you want a title shot though, because all these fighters know that when you don't got no title, you get less money than when you get a title. When you get a belt, the amount of money that you earn increases exponentially, bro. They know that. I don't know why they be capping, trying to act like they don't care about belts and stuff, but then they'll go up and fight for a belt. If you don't care about no belts, why you holding on to a belt? Tank was talking about belts don't matter, and he was holding on to a belt at 135 dang near the whole time he was there, taking
For years.
fighting mandatories and stuff, bro. So if I think that be capped, it just sound cool when you say the belts don't matter. You say you using that so you won't have to fight another champion, or just because it sound cool. Because why you holding on a belt? If it don't matter, drop it. We heard Shakur say belts don't really matter like that, right? Why he got a belt then? Why he worrying about the belts? Why he was mad when the WBC stripped him at 135 for not paying the sanction fees?
That's
You
what
ain't
made
paying
him
the
say.
sanction fees, so what
That's
you
what made
mad
him say
for?
fuck the belt. He said he paid the 60,000. They try to double up for a fight they
Yeah,
don't got nothing to do with. The fuck out
yeah,
of here. I'm not
he
paying them
But if
niggas
you don't
said,
either.
care about the belts, why
Yo,
you even care? Drop the belt as soon as you get it.
you know what be killing me with niggas, because if niggas was in these shoes Y'all niggas is not giving niggas that money even if you don't have. Fuck that belt.
No,
It's
I'm
bigger
not
than the
talking
belt.
about the. I'm not talking about the money. I'm saying if you don't care about the belts, drop the belt as soon as you get it.
like
Drop
Nah,
the
Floyd
belt
used to
then.
do.
nah,
But
nah, but
listen,
nah,
there's
but
been a
wait.
narrative though. There's been a narrative that's now getting fought against, and the narrative is that the belts don't matter. So what's happening? Fighters are slowly transitioning and learning and realizing. You even got fighters like Keyshawn Davis and Shakur who are talking like Tank now. Keyshawn's gone on record to say, "I understand Tank now." Like, you know what I'm saying? Fighters are realizing that the storyline behind these belts and what the value that they bring isn't holding up as much as it did, because you got fighters like Ryan Garcia who going out here making bags bigger than everybody without a belt. You know what I'm saying? So slowly fighters are starting
How
to
Ryan got a
transition.
belt
He
But I
just
Yeah,
got
but
one.
boy,
but
yeah,
I
His
he
yeah,
biggest
but
just
check
got
yet.
one
when he
but
made a big bag without a belt.
but
Yeah,
I feel
Clay,
like
he ain't got no.
against Tank.
hey, what's up, y'all? What's up? I feel like Clay saying some real stuff, but like the other guy said about Shakur, man. Shakur said he was cool with giving him the 60,000. He said out of nowhere after the fight, they just basically called him up, like basically not called him up, but let him know, yeah, you owe us another 60,000 for making that fight. So they
120.
yeah, 120 altogether. But
Nah,
before,
that's
but
cool.
he agreed. He
We're not
he
arguing that
he
though.
agreed with it. So as far as like Shakur saying stuff about the belts and all that stuff, I think it was mainly he was, niggas get frustrated at certain stuff, and that shit make you frustrated about
Yeah, but
saying fuck
that's what
all those
Freak was
belts and then
Yeah,
saying.
then
I
If you
know.
don't,
they
I
tax
mean,
you and stuff like that.
we not arguing about the sanctioning fees being too high and none of that. I'm just saying, like, when you got people saying, like, yeah, I see what Tank was saying. The belts don't matter, but you referring to somebody who's saying the belts don't matter, but you had a belt the whole time you was there. Even while you're saying belts don't matter, you're holding
Yeah,
on to
yeah,
your belt,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and
I
you're
understand what you.
complaining. You're complaining when people talking about stripping you
And Keyshawn,
or
I
or
agree. I agree with
consolidating
that.
the belts or anything. Drop the belt then if it don't matter. If you don't want to pay the sanctioning fee, why you sitting there holding the belt, paying all of the sanctioning fees? It don't
yeah,
make
Clay,
sense, man. Yeah, that's
Clay.
why I feel like it just sound either it sound good
You know
or
why?
you
I'm gonna tell
using
you
it so
why.
you
You
don't
know
have to
why?
It's the
No,
fight
no,
way
no,
these
you
other
no.
guys
duck.
who
You know
got a
It's
why?
belt.
the way to
I think
duck.
niggas, yo, bro. I think niggas really don't care about the belt. But guess what they used to tell Cole? Go get a belt. Go beat somebody.
Nah,
Shit like that make you like,
but
I gotta go get a
not
belt so I can even get a chance to fight this nigga.
Be- Because if you
not
Wait,
look
saying
at
you know,
because if you look at it, bro, in every sport you got a championship, man. That's what the belt is for boxing. So
well,
That's
people
Flyer,
try
why
to
it should
make up
be
their
one
own
belt.
rules. They
That's
they
why
try
it
to
should be
make up
Flyer.
one
their
This
belt.
we
own
should
rules for
do. This we
boxing
should
and
do.
say the belts
But
don't matter. How? That's the championships, bro.
but you know what
That's
it
why it
is,
should
though,
be,
Fly.
yo,
Hey,
bro. That's why
Fly.
it
You
should
know
be
what
one
it
belt.
is? You know what it is? Niggas getting comfortable with that turkey, just turkey paying people. So that's the reason why they coming out their mouth talking. Because belts for real, for these niggas, for
That
them
might be
type of
true.
fighters, they become A-sides with them belts. You know what I'm
nah,
saying?
Exactly. The belts give you
That's what
leverage. It makes
give
your
you leverage
earning
and all that stuff.
capacity
But now,
rise.
now they see what's
But
going
look
on in
at,
boxing and shit like that. Niggas getting paid this money just to make the fight happen.
yeah,
Now they, I mean,
but
you can't really get mad
Nah,
at what they saying.
my bad,
but
you
Rich.
what?
I
gotta,
feel like we need to for
it's
sure
too much
cook on this.
politics in boxing, bro.
I
That's
think we
another
should
thing. It's
cook
the
on this,
politics.
bro,
It's
because
politics everywhere, bro. That
I'm
shit.
It
It
is
is
confused.
what
I'm
it is.
life is
confused.
politics, but life
Nah,
is
but look,
politics, bro.
You know
Everything
what
you do with
you know
business is
what they don't
politics
tell you
involved.
though. You know what they don't tell you though. Even without the belt, bro. If you're in the rankings, even without the belt, bro, you got to pay sanctioning fees. If
Facts.
you got a belt or not. So it's just a narrative, man. It's just sound cool to say.
Yeah, and
And
Keyshawn
me
can't
and
say
Clay was
that
talking
shit.
about this earlier, man. People talking about the
What's
whole
the
Zuffa
percentage?
thing
What's the
as
percentage
opposed
of?
to the sanctioning bodies, and people acting like they don't want to pay the belts, the sanctioning fees for the belts and all of that stuff. How the sanctioning bodies going to survive if they don't have no source of income, bro? They spending money to make these belts. These belts ain't cheap to make, and then they got all types of little things that they have to do. They sanctioning the fight and all that. What they supposed to do that for free? They got little meetings and stuff. They gotta meet up with certain people in the
So you
boxing
really,
space, to make
so you
stuff
really think
happen.
that's the?
They gotta
So you really
they
think?
gotta pay for hotels. They got employees and all of that stuff. Where that money supposed to come from?
So you
That's
really
why.
think?
That's why
So,
That's what
so you really?
people want to be
that's
Nah.
business
So
minded. They don't understand that
I
it
understand. So
gotta
you,
be
so
some
you
type
really
of
think?
sanctioning fees.
So you really think?
It's a
So you
necessary
really think
evil.
that's the only money that they're making? Are you crazy?
Where
Nobody. He
that's
didn't
not
say
the
that.
only money they making, but that's the majority of that's
Nigga,
what the
that shit.
majority of their money come from the fighters because all these bouts is sanctioned bouts. They all
But
of the
why the
sanctioned
fuck am I?
bouts, both
If the
sides gotta
money coming,
pay sanctioning fees, bro.
if the money's coming from the fighters, why the fuck am I paying y'all? If it's coming from us, we don't
Look,
need y'all niggas at the end of the day.
no, this
How
why
you
this
need them to sanction the fight for the
nah,
fight to
this why
happen?
this why
But I don't know.
fighters.
I don't know if you need them. I think it's a weird conversation all the way, but also frequent. Just to kind of bring that full circle. But like I said, if the sanctioning bodies did their jobs, if the mandatories got the respect, if the rankings made a difference, if Manny Pacquiao wasn't able to come from a 4-year hiatus and just get into a championship fight, if Ryan Garcia couldn't just get pulled out of a ranking system, banned, and all of a sudden go into a championship fight and jump so many people who work their way to get in position to get championships, if all these things, if the sanctioning bodies were doing their job, I don't think they'd be getting the scrutiny they're getting. But they get the scrutiny because the politics of the money compromise their integrity. It compromises their job. It muddies the waters because whenever they can get
Nah,
more money, they will go in that direction and people
I
get
don't
jumped over.
agree.
They don't get respected. I mean,
I
it
don't
happens
agree.
over
Look,
and over
look,
again.
I
I
kind of
don't
see what
agree
you're
with
saying,
that, bro.
Clay. Because you got the corruption. The corruption is just out in front of our face. We see them moving people up in rankings and doing things that is not going according to the rules of the sanctioning bodies. They feel like they seem like they think they could do what they want to do.
And
You
it's
can't
because of
really
the
look at their
money.
rules and the
Yeah.
thing they don't follow the rules all the times, but that don't have I think it's two separate things. That's not really the money. That
Nah,
don't have nothing to
It
do with
is
the
the
money.
money. The money
nah.
corrupts them. They're doing it for the money. They're moving everything
But
around because
look,
of the
Clay.
money,
But
because of
some
the
boxers need
percentage.
belts, some boxers don't. I
No,
mean,
no,
some
that's
belts will help
facts.
some
But
boxers, belts won't help other boxers.
yeah, but P Hunter, like a boxer
That's what I
like
just said.
what is it, Keyshawn Davis, he can't really say I don't need a belt. The hell
No,
you
no,
don't.
no, no, he
You
can't.
need a
Keyshawn can't
no.
say that.
Keyshawn need a belt. He can't go around saying I don't need a belt. You
Yeah,
definitely need
Keyshawn,
one.
Keyshawn
That's
need a
why
Hey
you
yo,
belt.
not getting
hey
the
yo,
fights you
hold on.
want
Let me
right
get this.
now.
Let me get this super chat. Yo, shout out to 2 Cents Boxing with the $2 super chat. She said FaZe didn't know what belt Haney and Regis fought for. You
Oh,
didn't, bro?
she was
Nah, he
talking
ain't
Oh,
about
know.
that
he
must have
was
been
Nah,
on another
He
Straight
ain't
panel.
know.
cash.
hey
Last
Faith.
me and my family for the rest of our lives. I'm rich, yeah.
Phase 2 Cents
yeah,
was
yeah,
cooking
no,
your
two
ass on
cents.
another channel.
2 Cents been trying to cook me for like 2 days now. She been trying to cook me, man. Telling everybody I just started watching boxing last year and shit. It's nasty. Hey man,
That's
no,
too
but
good,
I
man.
really feel like the belts is, trophies and that's what you came into boxing to do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people learn how to, pimp the system, that get revenue and stuff, and that's cool. But I think there's no better accomplishment than winning belts in boxing. I don't know.
Well, that depends on your goals, though. I mean, everybody's goals are not the same. So if your goals are the belts, that's what you concentrate on. Your goal is the bag, that's what you concentrate
Man,
on.
But
everybody
but but
goals should
hold
be
on,
the
hold on.
belts,
Yeah, hold on,
man.
Flyer. Let me cook. I think I just think that Tank, if we look at a guy like this, that's probably the only guy that just rock without the belts. That's cool. No problem. Tank, I believe he came in the boxing, won to win belts and fight the best guys, but he was pimped. He was pimped into thinking, oh, belts don't matter. Oh, fighting these guys don't matter. Oh, no, Tank, don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. And he was turned into a money machine. I believe that if he was fighting on a different platform, he would have been knocking dudes off, fighting dudes, doing all that stuff. But he was pimped into this situation. This was not just, oh, he came in, won. No, he got transformed.
I think all fighters definitely come into boxing trying to get belts, but I think when they all been exposed to the corruption, they all fall out of love with that shit very quickly. And I think the biggest story is always going to be the reform or replace. The current system set up with these belts is diabolical, bro. And fighters who've been in the game long enough, who get into the conversation again, mandatories and things of that nature, they all on the same page when it comes to this conversation. They think it's diabolical, bro, and
Nah,
we got to
Clay,
stop
we
looking
I
can't
feel
past it.
we
But
I feel
can't
like
Clay,
these
All
say
boxers
that.
don't
boxes.
think the
You
same like that,
seen
though.
what I'm saying, Clay, is this. You seen situations where Mayweather telling, oh, Shakur, Devin, why y'all worry about Tank? Let Tank do what he do, and Tank on and y'all do what y'all do. Floyd Mayweather literally took the competitive and all that stuff out and said, look, no, we just gonna make money. We gonna fight this person for this reason, that person
No,
for
I
that
think
reason.
low key, man, he did that because he didn't want nobody to surpass his accomplishments. That's what it was, man. He was
I
trying to
don't think
Nah,
that's
It's a
what it
lot of
was.
he
things,
was
bro. I
I
trying
think
think
to
I
I
he
think
was
think
trying to
I think it was
railroad.
about the money.
I think it
I
was
think
money.
It was
Floyd
about that money.
I think Floyd was one of the first people to really pull the veil back on these belts, bro. He's one of the first people to really be like, I'm gonna get this belt and I'm gonna vacate them. He realized
But
the
that's the
game
thing.
that the game was playing, and
but did
he
he
tried to
really
take
pull
his
the veil
fighters.
back, Clay?
I think he
But
did.
Floyd
Flashing
fought
all
for
these
belts. That's
belts,
the
he can't.
point.
He
Floyd
did
He
because
fought
can't
for
that
pull it
was
belts
a
back.
though.
no. Wait. Listen, he did because that's the way the game was. But what Floyd showed was what he was trying to do was be like, I'm gonna show y'all we gonna get this money, and we don't gotta keep doing it the way I did it. Because the way I did it, I had to go through a lot of politics and nonsense because of this. He tried to fight it. I think he failed. I think he watered the game down. I think a lot of fights didn't happen because I think legitimately Gervonta Tank Davis did not do any unifications off the strength of those fees. That's what I believe. I believe
Nah,
he
man.
literally didn't do
Man, no,
unifications
hell
because of
We
that.
no. He
nah,
ducked
That's
we
what I'm
Shakur,
can't
telling
bro,
you.
we
and he
can't
ducked
compare.
Devin, man. I ain't trying to hear
Oh,
that.
he took
Clay,
Shakur
hell no,
I'm
too.
not
Clay.
saying
Are you
I'm not
serious?
He
saying whether he
ducking,
Are
ducked.
you
man. He
serious,
I'm
ducking.
not saying
Clay?
whether he ducked or he didn't
Nah,
duck. What I'm
Clay.
saying is I believe the politics of those sanctioning fees
The
stopped a lot of things from
150,000,
happening.
200,000. That's what you think?
Nah, Clay. We can't complain
Yeah, hey,
about
come on, man. He did 1.2
That's what I
million
believe.
pay-per-view buys with Ryan Garcia. He got money for to pay the sanctioning
Yeah,
fee.
But
come
it's
Come
not
on,
about
on,
bro.
come
having.
on,
You only
Clay.
had
But
one
It's a
belt.
Terrence
You only
difference.
Crawford.
had to pay
It's
Hold
a
up.
sanctioning
Wait,
fees
listen.
for
wait,
one
wait.
It's a
belt.
Terrence
difference
Crawford.
between having it
Terrence
and wanting to
Crawford.
pay it.
Yes.
Right,
You
exactly.
think
Fuck
Terrence
about
Crawford
that,
didn't?
nigga.
You think Terrence Crawford didn't want to pay it? I mean, you think Terrence Crawford couldn't
Hey,
afford it,
man,
or do you think
listen.
he just put his foot down and told you to kiss my
nah,
ass? I ain't
nah,
paying
Clay.
it.
Hey,
We
man,
can't.
I rock with Bud, man, and he my hero and all of that stuff. Yeah, I mean, in boxing. But come on, man, Bud, wait till he say the belts don't matter after he done went through his whole career collecting nothing but belts,
That is
becoming
true.
undisputed
Because
three
it goes
times. He
back.
collected
Because
all the
it.
belts in
Because
on all the divisions
because
he was
it
in,
goes back.
except for 154. And then
No,
he
y'all
gonna get
gotta.
to the end of it, and
No.
then right when he about to
Oh
retire,
man.
say that the belts
Oh
don't
God.
matter. You
You
done
know,
went after
you
belts
gotta.
your whole career, man. I ain't trying to hear that.
Where is the revolutionary? How do y'all not resonate with this? Right. Shout out to FaZe. Earlier, he said something significant. He said every fighter comes up into the game wanting to get belts, right? So Terrence Crawford wanted the accolades, but at the same exact time, he felt for a long time he felt like these belts are not being moved right. The politics behind these belts
Nah,
and these sanctioning
man.
fees ain't right. So when he got his opportunity, he did go get the belts. He did chase them, but he also did not. He also took it an opportunity to expose the belts and say, "Yeah, I'm not paying this one because I don't need it. I don't care how
Can
you
I
feel
can
about
I
it. Y'all been
respond
He
to
doing
waited
that?
this and
till he
y'all need
got
to
to the
change some
last
stuff."
one, though. He waited till he
Hey,
got to the
Fly.
last one
Exactly.
where he
He
was
waited till he was on
retiring.
his way out
Hey,
the door.
Fly.
You're
Can I
damn right he did.
respond?
Yeah,
Let me,
do it before you do that then.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
on.
So
Why?
he can
Why?
fuck up his money? So he can
hold
fuck his
on.
money
Yeah,
up?
Hold
He
exactly.
on.
ain't
Yo,
messing up
nigga.
no money. You just one belt to just be gone. That's
That's how
all.
you do shit.
No,
That's how you do shit. On the way out the
we
door,
can't.
you push over some shit, nigga, and you be like,
So
fuck
how
this place.
everybody else supposed to follow you, bro? Can't nobody else follow you because
Yeah, bro.
getting the belts is what made you get the money that you got.
And
Getting the
we can't.
belts allowed you to move from one weight class
That's
up
what's
to
up. But
another
the
one
money,
and immediately challenge the other champion that's up there. Come
Yeah,
on, bro. And
we
then
can't
Yo,
after you
bro,
get
complain
all the way
about
to the
this.
end, you say that
I'm
none of
gonna
the
just,
belts
I'm
don't
gonna,
matter.
I'm gonna just break it
Y'all
down as
shouldn't
simple.
chase belts.
I'm gonna just
y'all
break
always
it
act
down as
like
simple as
y'all
form.
always act like y'all on the side of like revolution, but not ready to pay the price for revolution. At
Nah,
the end of the
Clay, you
day,
can't. Nah, we can't say that, bro.
that man stood
I'm
on
a,
that man because if I listen to you guys, pay the fees. That's all I hear. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no, Clay, that's not what we're saying. What
So
I'm
what are you
saying
saying?
is, look, you cannot celebrate politics when it help your favorite fighter, and then down the politics when it goes against them, bro. That's flip
I don't.
flopping
Who's
right there.
celebrate?
right.
Who's
Politics and
celebrating
politics.
politics?
Look, this is a politic that you celebrated right here. Shakur Stevenson. How did he get the fight with Teofimo Lopez? He put in a petition, they granted him. Everybody that put in a petition, they don't get it. So that politics helped him out to get another division and a ring title, did it not?
And the fact
What?
that he was a champion.
The
Listen, listen,
politics helped
But
listen, listen,
help
politics
Bud to
helped him
get
and
up
it
there
hurt
and
him.
fight
listen.
Jeff Horn
There's
immediately from
everybody.
coming down from 140 to
Everybody's willing
147.
to.
He got to fight Jeff Horn.
But that was a
Everybody's
rule in
willing.
the
No, no,
WBO
no, no.
though.
Listen. Everybody is
They don't
willing.
grant it to everybody
Nobody's
though, K
saying
Hunter.
in a perfect world
No,
they
I
would give.
understand that, but Bud is Bud.
In a
That's what
perfect
I'm
world,
saying. Politics.
In a perfect
Hold on.
world,
Let Clay cook, y'all.
in a perfect world, there'd be zero sanctioning fees. But I think most fighters agree that something has to be paid. They understand, right? But when it's being abused, how do you fight that system that's already set against you, that all they got to do is say, hey, don't fight for the belt then. Then you can't get the opportunities, right? So what did Bud say? Bud said, I am going to pay you a fee. I paid everybody else. But as soon as you start making yourself special, right, and you start asking for more money, I'm going to have to put my foot down, because if I don't do it, you're going to keep on trying to play with me. So it's like, what's fair? Is zero fees fair? Probably not. But is there can we push back at the idea of too much? When is too much happening? At what point does it become, yo, nah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I want to be a champion. I want to do all those things. But at what point am I allowed to put my foot down and say, you're doing too much? And that's all Bud did.
Yeah, but that was aimed at just the
He
WBC
did
in
it too
specific,
late
not
though.
just belts don't matter. And the
No,
whole people
belts.
took it that way.
No. When we're talking about belts don't matter, we're talking about where fighters are right now. I think to us as fans, belts do matter. We
Who
want to
the
see them
belt don't
become
matter to
champions.
it? What
But
fighter
for
the belt don't
fans,
matter to?
Belts matter to fans too. You get your pay. Your
no, I'm
pay
talking about,
increases when you get a belt, bro.
What fighter
bro,
the
we
belt
gotta
don't
we
matter
gotta
to,
stop.
Clay?
We gotta stop
Name
this. We
some.
gotta stop.
I
We
don't
gotta
care about.
stop.
I've never cared about belts.
We
No,
gotta
no, but
stop.
name some fighters the belt don't matter to.
I can't remember
Hold
half
on,
the belts
Clay. You
people
gotta
fought
answer
for.
this. You gotta answer this, Clay. Yo, let me get this super chat. Yo, shout out to 2 Cents Boxing with the $2 super chat again. She said, "What price did he pay, Clay? He done. He done, bro. I agree with
Straight
her.
cash. Last me and my family for the rest of our lives. I'm rich, yo.
I don't know what else to say except people are gonna have their opinions on it. Me personally, I think that the sanctioning bodies are corrupt. They've been corrupt for years, decades, and I just can't go with the whole entire. I'll never have the sanctioning bodies back, bro. I'll never support them over the fighters. I'm just
That's
not
cool,
doing it.
but what
So,
fighter making money without the belt, Clay?
I mean, you sound like some. I don't know what to say. I'm trying my best to be like respectful, right? There's things changing in the game for a reason. There's a fight. There's a fight going on that fighters have been talking about for years, and we keep on playing these games, right? But the reality is that the people who are on the ground level are realizing, and they're saying it to you guys, but you guys don't want to listen to them. You want to keep on operating from the outside, dictating what's happening on the inside. When a bunch of fighters are coming together saying to you, man, belts don't matter.
While they
You're
got a
not
belt.
hearing, you're not hearing what they're trying to say to you.
So
They're
why don't
trying
they
to let
drop
you
it?
They're
know,
trying to say that the politics is
yes,
fucking it up. They're not saying
Okay,
that
then
exactly.
drop
the
the belts
trophy
They're
then. Drop
letting
the
you
itself.
belts
know.
then.
They're
But
letting you
it's
know
Drop
two
the
that the
belts
way the
arguments
then.
belt.
though.
They're
It's two
letting you know
different
that the
arguments
way the
though.
belt.
One
Exactly.
argument is the fairness of the ranking system, and then one argument is that I can be great without a belt.
Well,
That's
drop
two
it
different
then.
arguments. Now,
But that's why phase. That's why I said when I
Let's
was
go, family.
saying what I
Let's
was
go.
saying, man. It's a necessary evil though, bro.
yeah.
It's necessary.
Yeah, to a certain point
For
for you.
for
Yeah, yeah,
certain
it is.
guys, I mean, look,
The
if
sanctioning fees. No, I'm saying the sanctioning fees is necessary because that's what everybody try to bring up to the
Some
forefront. The
some
sanctioning
sanctioning
fees.
fees. Some
only, but
sanctioning fees, not
listen,
all of
listen,
them. Some of them is extortion, bro. Some of it ain't right, bro.
Yeah,
yeah,
Period.
yeah, no,
they
we
pay the
agree with
rent
that,
is
Clay,
crazy.
and we agree with the ranking system, how it gets worked up for certain fighters of different races, all kind of shit. But I'm saying that for when you talk about accolades and who you fought, it's like if I was to fight and I fought Tank, Shakur, Devin, and I whooped all their ass, yeah, belts don't matter. But if I haven't done shit,
That's a fact.
No,
That's
but
a
look at
fact.
that. But look at it
What
this
you're
way though.
saying is a
Look at
if
it.
fact.
I
Look
haven't
at it
done
this
shit,
way
I
though.
can't say belts don't matter, bro. It's just
Nah,
crazy.
listen. Belts matter. Okay, belts matter, right? But what I'm
When
saying
do the
is,
when do the sanctioning
Let
fees?
him finish. Let Clay
When are they
finish. Let Clay
corrupt?
finish.
When are they
listen,
not right?
Let Clay finish.
listen,
Let Clay finish.
listen. Belts matter. They're all that matter. That's why your boxing is to get money and to be. And if you're talking about legacy, you're talking about becoming a champion. Belts matter.
Yeah.
What does this statement "belts don't matter" mean? It means the sanctioning bodies have been compromised.
Mm-hmm.
They don't matter no more. Rolly
Mm-hmm.
Romero is a welterweight champion. All right,
Okay.
listen to me. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Rolly Romero is a welterweight champion.
I said that earlier, Clay.
Sugar Rolly
I was
Romero.
saying
Get
that
his name
earlier,
right.
Clay.
Sugar Ray. Sugar
Yeah.
Rolly Romero.
That's a
Sugar
problem.
Rolly Romero.
That's a problem with
Yo.
the system, bro. There's a
Yeah,
problem
I said
with a
that.
system
Clay,
that
I
allows
said
that to
that shit
happen.
today, man. Niggas think I'm
Yo.
tweaking.
There's a
Yo.
Man,
problem.
hold on,
Listen.
but is it though? Think about this. Is it though?
Yeah,
You got
motherfuckers
Ryan
coming to the heat right
Garcia.
now.
You got Ryan Garcia, who they praising and lifting up like that, and Rolly Romero hit him with a double left hook and put him on his pockets. Rolly where he
Yo.
belong.
And so do
No,
you
he
Hold
believe?
on.
ain't. No, he
Hold on.
ain't.
Yes, he
Fuck
Listen.
is.
that.
Listen.
He put
Listen.
So I got a
Ryan
question.
down.
So do you?
Fuck
So
that.
Ryan don't
Hold
belong
on.
there
so
then.
so
Let me.
frequent.
Let
So
me.
with that
Yo. Let me
statement,
talk.
He don't.
wait,
Hold
hold
on.
on.
Let
Ryan
I ain't
deserve to
talking
get
yet.
a
Wait,
tank
I
let
ain't
shot.
say
Clay
nothing
land
yet.
this. Let Clay land this.
Oh my
Frequent. So let
God,
me
bro.
ask
I'm
you a
about to go back
question.
to work.
Frequent. Let me ask you this. So the statement you just said,
Okay,
did
shit.
that hurt my argument or help my argument? I'm trying to understand. So you're
It
basically
hurt your
saying, right?
it hurt your argument because you saying Rolly don't belong there, but Rolly
So does
putting in
Ryan
work
belong
up
there?
there though.
So does
He
Ryan
put
belong
Ryan on
there?
his
Oh my
pockets.
God, bro.
He putting in work. They put Rolly
Okay.
up there like he was going to be a lick. They put Rolly in there as a
He deserved
soft
to be a
touch, and
champion
Rolly
over
was the
Chakra and
monkey
Jay Top.
wrench. Rolly was like, it
Over
ain't going to
Chakra.
go the way y'all think it's going to go, and
Okay.
hit him with the double left hook and put him on his pockets.
But we
And Ryan
saying
kept his
how
hands
did
in
he
his
get up
pockets
there?
See,
for the
How did
rest
he
of the
get
night.
up?
man.
How did he get
Listen.
up there to win the belt after getting knocked out by Pitbull? That's what we
Okay.
saying.
Listen. All right. Listen. There's a situation where I can understand both sides. I was trying to get in on this because it's a good topic, right? So at the end of the day, we got to understand that every fighter fights to be champion, regardless if there was a belt or that's just a title of you winning and being the best in the division. Or in a sanction, if you want to call it that, right? Every fighter goes to be a part of that. They want to be that. They want to be at the top of the list. But the belts come as trophies. They come as the championship representative. Like that's what they can show that they are the champion. So when they go for these belts, they grab them, right? Even if they're interim or silvers or whatever the other belts that they have, it shows some type of accomplishment. So that's all that part is. Now, as far as fighters and the popularity of fighters and the politics playing a part, it's huge, right? Because all those things that you guys are mentioning is because of popularity or become a bias in the sport where they're doing certain things to move the needle to push numbers to gather. I mean, all these guys are working together. The promoters are working with the sanctions. The sanctions are working with the managers and the boxers to make these guys get in a place to be who they say they are or what they are, right? So Rolly didn't accidentally roll into that spot. Rolly was a champion at the lower division. He lost. Probably made a claim for himself, saying that he only lost that fight because he was starving himself or whatever. Same thing with Joe Cardina. He got a championship fight against Shakur after losing the belt as well. Earl Spence they didn't get the fight, but they were pushed into the fight. Earl Spence got nominated for a fight with Fedor, and the winner Tim Zoo, and ended up being Fedor. So all these things have happened. We got many
Yeah,
people that have
sugar.
gotten these positions because of politics, because of who they are, because they were great champions at other divisions or other points in time. So these people want the exciting fights, and they do it for the public as well. This is all to appease the fan base. So at the end of the day, all this like who's this, who's that, why the belts matter, why they don't matter. The belts don't matter, but the championship matters. The title matters. That's what matters at the end of the day, and that's where we're losing the argument of what we're looking at these guys holding and saying that the belts are something or not. All these fighters work their way up from round one, and that's what they want. So all this like extracurricular and who's right, who's wrong,
Hey,
there's no wrong answer here. There
hey,
isn't. It's
hey,
just
Clay,
it's just
Clay, why
craziness.
you think Rolly up there fighting for that belt? Why you think Rolly got an opportunity to fight Ryan Garcia?
He got an opportunity to fight Ryan Garcia because of a payday, because people thought that they could monetize all that shit, his personality, you know what I'm saying? Because of his star power, because they thought eyes would come to the fight. They thought that it'd be a big fight. So what did the WBA do? They put him in there as an interim. That shit don't make no sense, bro. Chakram
I think they
GSR,
put him in there to lose,
Hold on,
Clay.
let him land. Let him land. Let
hold
me
For the
on.
get
most part,
They might have.
let
They
him
probably.
land.
Yeah. No.
for the
I
most
agree.
part.
They put him in there to lose too. Without doubt, he was favored to lose against Ryan Garcia, and to amp Ryan Garcia up, give him a belt, right in the division, give him a belt, put Devin Haney in position. To when he got up there to either be fighting Ryan Garcia as a B-side to a belt, or maybe they knew they were going to see him and Brian Norman make a fight. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it was politics. It wasn't like he earned it. It's not like the champion, the belts are supposed to be wrapped around the waist of the best fighters in those divisions. They're supposed to represent champions. But At the end of the day, those belts don't represent that all the time. Most of the time, they don't. The guy who has not, you looking at the ring, look at the Ring Magazine rankings for 154. They got Virgil Ortiz as the #1 guy, bro. He has no belts. So there's no respect for these sanctioning bodies and what they bring to the table. And if they're not going to move the pieces around the right way to allow fighters to earn their spot to become a champion, then that's when you're going to have fighters sitting there go, yo, these belts don't matter anyway,
Yeah,
bro. I don't
fuck
even
them
care
belts,
about
shit
these
like
belts.
that.
They're going to say fuck them belts because they're going to be honest with you. And they're going to say, that's why Shakur sat there and had an argument, I think, with Brunch Boxing. And Brunch was like, yo, go do this and do this. And he's like, hey, yo, bro, you keep quoting rules and nobody follows rules. He said it. He said, don't nobody follow no rules in boxing, bro. You already know it don't matter what the WBC bylaws are or what these laws are. It don't matter, bro. It's all about who you know, whose pockets is getting fatter, and that's what's going to move the needle in the way the conversation goes. So that's when fighters are going to start carrying it the way they do and say, who the fuck cares about a belt? I'm somebody who cares about belts. I think belts do matter. I think champions do matter, but I can't fault or push back at a fighter who's on the ground floor fighting the good fight. And if he says to you, yo, bro, belts don't matter, it might disappoint you and break your heart, but he's also letting you know some real shit. That's like reality rap. You don't want to hear about the shooting going on in the neighborhood and the gang banging and the bitches getting pimped and all that shit. But don't be mad at me, nigga, because I'm just narrating and giving to you what's really going on out here. It's reality rap. Be more mad at this fucking town allowing this shit to happen. A liquor store in every other corner, all that shit. Don't be mad at me for narrating the reality of the world I live in. The belts need to be reformed. There needs to be some structure brought to them, and the money politics involved in it is the biggest moving needle in where the corruption lies. It's all right down there on the ground level with the money. So as long as the sanctioning bodies make more money with more popular fighters, then more popular fighters are going to find themselves in the way of belts. Period. It'll never change.
Yo, beating somebody, you know what I'm saying? Getting in the fight, you know what I'm saying? And beating somebody, you know what I'm saying? And getting the belt and then saying the belts don't matter is like shooting and robbing somebody and then saying, yo, this money don't matter. After you done shot and robbed, you done robbed somebody and shot them and took the money, but now, and then you say the money don't matter. Well, what the hell you do it for then? And you ain't just do it once. This ain't your first time. You're a repeat offender. You did it a bunch of times. You went through your whole career doing this, bro. And you can. So how many fighters it got to take? Hold on. How many fighters it got to take to be the one that's the starting the revolution or whatnot? Floyd Mayweather said it first. Floyd Mayweather went through all of that and then he said it. So now then we got somebody else saying it. How many more people gonna do it and say it? Come on, bro.
Before Floyd.
The example's been set already. Then come on. If it really didn't matter, then why we got people still doing it all the time? I think it just sounds good. That's all I think.
This is the thing, and that's why people say belts don't matter as well, because they looking at the way that guys end up getting belts, and that makes it hard for a real champion like Devin Haney when he want to go fight a guy for a belt, and it happens to be Rolly Romero that got the belt. Then you want to diminish Devin Haney trying to go get the belt from a guy like that. Hey, you know he got the belt though. You know, so.
But Dev should be at a stance where he don't really need belts like that.
When you're done, when your career is over, they measure your greatness is measured by the belts, bro. How many times you was champion? Think about the accolades. Think about the accolades and how people recognize your greatness. How many? All of them involve belts. How many champions you beat? How many times you were champion yourself? How many times you were champion in different weight classes? How many times you was undisputed? Oh, come on, bro. That's how you measure the sport. You can't take the main thing out of the sport. The main trophy.
They always shoot. The argument they always shoot was, oh, Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns. Do you know what belt they fought for? That's their thing. That's what they want to fall on. Oh, we don't remember the belt they fought for.
Bro,
we don't.
Bro, that don't matter. It don't matter the particulars or what the name of the belt was, which belt it was, and all of that. We got.
Real quick, they fought for you. I'm gonna clear this up because I heard this question. They fought for unification. That was Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns. They actually asked about Hagler and Hearns, which they fought for the WBA. That's the belts that they fought for. So That clarifies that question. You can answer that now. Next time somebody asks
They
you that
they
dumbass
they
question.
He ain't gonna
Yo,
remember.
just because you don't know which sanctioning body it was, don't give no credence to
But
you saying that the belts don't matter.
100%.
What sense do that make? Because you
that's
don't
the
know which sanctioning body it was, then that proves that belts don't matter because you
yeah.
don't even know which belt they was fighting for, bro. The belts don't matter.
That's what I'm
Well,
It
saying.
remember the
don't make
belts
no
matter.
sense, man.
Okay, the belts
People
probably
just be
matter more
trying,
to
they trying to pull a
Bullshit talking
Volvo in
historians
your
points.
eyes, bro.
and people who's really into boxing, but people who just want to see a fight, they ain't gonna care about those belts. So you always gonna have to weigh
I tell you
true
one thing,
boxing
they care
fans
about
and
who a
casual
champion
boxing
is,
fans.
though. That's what the casuals say. Yo, what he a
Right,
champion?
right. They'll say
You know
that.
what I'm
They'll say
saying?
that. But those belts,
Yeah. So
they
you
don't. The
gotta.
belts are secondary to casuals.
The names don't matter. The name of the sanctioning body don't matter to the casual. But if they got a belt, definitely do matter because they first thing they're gonna ask is he the champ? Who the champ? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Which
that's
one
what
is the champion?
I think that's what Ray was saying when he was like, it's more about the actual champ, the name of being called a champion as opposed to what belt somebody had. A champ is a champ.
It is,
How to
but
like in basketball, a champ is a champ. The way the trophy looks doesn't matter.
I also think there was a season for when those belts did matter. I think that's the history behind the belts. I think that's what makes the belts. That's what makes another fighter want the belts. But I don't think we can argue that these
Who
sanctioning
threw the
bodies
belt
were
in the trash?
compromised.
Riddick Bowe.
Riddick
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 Bowe
Bowe
did.
threw the belts in the trash, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
the belt.
Lennox Lewis got stripped, right? Because he was trying to fight. What he was trying to fight a unification, right?
I'm not too sure. I don't remember, but all I'm gonna say is the corruption needs to be addressed. You know what I mean? I think belts matter. But in the context of what? Because we're about to watch Alexander Usyk fight a dude who had one professional fight in his whole career over 10 years ago. And if that guy fuck around and just catches Alexander Usyk, he will be the WBC champion with 2 professional fights under his belt, bro. That's what's going to be happening. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain things that the sanctioning bodies will continue to discredit the value of the belts by the way they treat the belts, the way they wield their power is corrupt, bro. There's an issue with it today. It just is what it is.
Hey man, I wanted to speak about that. The sanctioning bodies as opposed in comparison to Zuffa boxing. Having a boxing league. It's a different. I feel like it it can get around the corruption, but it only opens the door for a different type of
I
corruption.
agree. I
Definitely,
agree. I
definitely.
agree. I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
I
because we got the sanctioning bodies, the type of corruption they have right now. We see them like putting people in positions that they don't belong in as far as title contention. You know, you got they make certain rulings and stuff. They might enforce a rule on this person and not that person, and stuff like that. We have those type of evils going on. But then, if when you go to a league, a boxing league, that takes the sanction bodies out of it, so you won't have those type of crimes being committed, but it opens the door for like the fighters being treated a certain way,
agree.
unfair wages or whatever somebody might say. But that's why it makes the contract with the league become more important. Whatever contract that you work out with, that you sign or whatnot. So it's
I think you're 100% right. I think it opens a door to something else, and I think that's going to be the next thing. But
But
I think evolution is important. I think moving forward is important. I
I
think
think
standing still is also dangerous. So I
but
think when
can
we
they
get into this next
coexist
season,
though?
it
what
will
I
have to
think so.
coexist.
Yeah, I think they'll coexist
Yeah, it'll have to.
Yo,
because
yo, what's up,
I think
man?
the league will be good for fighters who are never getting shine.
Yeah,
I think that'll be perfect for people who don't get any shine. And now I don't know how they'll structure that because somebody's going to get shine out of Zuffa. Now, whether they're going to let that person go and jump ship to like somebody else to fight for a sanctioned body belt, that's where it can get dicey and kind of crazy. Because if you're a superstar in Zuffa, but they're not going to let you fight the other superstars, then then where do you really stand?
you finish your contract. You finish your. They all have
Yo,
contracts: 3 fight deals, 4 fight deals, 5 fight deals, 1 year, 2 year, whatever the deal is. When you're done with the deal, another promoter will offer you a deal. I'm like, look, I want to bring you over here, bro. We think we can. It's just going to continue to move. It's a free. As long as the market is a free market, we're going to be okay.
Yo,
So
guys.
it's like a G League.
Maybe you can say it like that if you
Maybe.
want.
Yeah.
We got Boxer Hacking in the building. What's good, yo?
What's up, bro? What's up? Yo,
Okay.
I got a different spin on that Zuffa thing, right? I remember people were talking about like, oh, the UFC has so many lawsuits, right? But if you really think about it, that's actually a good thing. You know why? Because of how Zuffa is laid out with all the legislation up in front, and everybody knows like there's a little more strict on how you're gonna get your fights, how you're gonna get in contention, all that. It means that people have a doorway to even like if you go against my contract, there's a doorway for me to actually create a lawsuit against you. Unlike what happens in boxing today, right? For instance, let's take the mandatory position, right? So you can be in the mandatory position without being the mandatory, right? You still have to request a mandatory, and then somebody has to grant you that request. And hearing magic word, somebody has to grant you that request. So that means that they can deny you your mandatory spot anytime they want, regardless if you're number one or not. And that's how what happens. Sometimes you have mandatories that don't even get their shot because they want to make a bigger fight, and they can't even sue at all because guess what? In our legal terms, we have to grant your request. Unlike Zuffa is where it's like a little bit more like direct in your face. Like this is how you're gonna get your matches. You're gonna get so and so matches a year. If we can't find you fights, we're gonna give you this minimum as a stipend to hold you. So like if you go against that, I can actually create a lawsuit. Versus now in boxing where you get people I can get blackballed for years, not get paid anything. Can't sue nobody at all because I'm just like an IC. Like I'm basically a contractor to the situation with a middleman, which is my manager. So I think the plan is better than what we have in boxing today. To be honest with you, I think the sanction bodies are a bit too corrupt. You know, like you look at somebody like Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia has had lost, and he gets another title shot for a different sanctioning body. What happened to the contender for that title shot? He never got that because Ryan took it. Ryan Garcia went to 140, and he pushed Gary Antoine Russell out the way and took his ranking as well. So like things like that always happen. It's always like, oh, the people that we like, the people that can generate money, the popular guy, oh, he's popular, let him hold the title. Like Canelo holds titles like they're like earrings or some shit. He holds them for years, not have to fight nobody because WBC doesn't push him.
And
But yeah.
boxing hacker. Look at right now what we're looking at with the WBC at 135.
Mm-hmm.
How in the world does William Zepeda come off of a loss for a title and go right back into a title shot for a vacant title with Lamont Roach when you got Hadir Herrera holding an interim title?
Exactly.
How is he not involved in that fight? It's crazy.
I said that exactly. Like that's what I'm
Look,
saying. Like people want to say, "Oh, Zuffa is just creating another side of the street." Zuffa is technically trying to fix the problems we have today. We have too many sanctioning bodies. We have too many belts. Like I get people don't like it's new. It's Dana White. It's Turkey. This and that. But technically speaking, if they have legislation in front and it's under one umbrella, that means if you go against what I want, I can sue you. Versus now, I can't do shit. I can be blackballed. People get blackballed for a whole decade. They ain't fighting nobody. You think the fighters we know, there's a bunch of fighters we don't know that are deserving shots and they're not getting shots every single day, because the popular guys just get shots after shots, so like I think all around is gonna be better, If it's not, like I said, everything's in contract. As long as you read your contract, if anything goes against what you read, you can create a lawsuit and you're automatically gonna win, right? Because it's all on paper.
hey, that's so. I hear what you guys are saying, and I agree with y'all. The belts got to be earned again, man. Like they used to be. They got to be earned instead of just being bought or 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 used for advantages of being able to come with secondary belts and you can duck somebody now because they have this belt, a way to go around a fighter if they really don't want to fight. So the belts, that's why you have these people saying like Bud and Shakur and you got some fighters that probably feel like that. They probably feel like, you know what, I'm gonna get a belt just to get my money up there. And then, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. They feel like the belts are they're trinkets when it should just be an accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? You earn that belt. But I don't know. I just want people to start seeing that the belts do matter. Because just like what Jonathan said in the chat earlier, and I feel the same way. When he said something about Keyshawn saying that he don't care for the belts, and it's like, he's all over the damn place, and it's annoying to hear somebody talk about that when you haven't won a belt yet. You see what I'm saying? So you haven't even put yourself in position to really be somebody, but yet you want to make it look like you're the best, but you're not putting yourself in the best position. And maybe he is. That's why he's calling out. Maybe that's what he's trying to do now. Maybe that's why he's calling out all the people with belts. So therefore he can put himself in a position to where he can now feel comfortable. Because think about it. Ryan was sitting there going around, for 10 years. Belts don't mean nothing. Belts don't mean nothing. But you actually see that the belts do mean something to him. Look how he's acting. He's acting like a little kid in a candy store right now. He can't. It's and the sad thing about it is I think when he fights somebody, he gonna lose that belt just like that. Just how he's acting. Karma's real, man. That's how I feel.
But I mean, I can't blame Keyshawn because look at what happened to Shakur. Shakur's situation is really a travesty, right? Shakur said he talked to the WBC. WBC gave him permission, and then all of
But
a sudden,
no. So that's different though. Shakur's earned us. Listen. There's different levels. I'm talking about the level of Keyshawn. He hasn't had a belt. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I went into the role of talking about Ryan, how he felt about the belt. He was sitting there saying the same thing. I don't care for the belt. Now look, it's been 10 years. If he didn't care, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? He wouldn't be acting the way he acts. So he truly did care. You know
but
what I mean?
yeah, but
So
you have,
what I'm saying is like like when you brought up Shakur. Shakur said that because he's already fulfilled his legacy to a certain point where he can say right now, I don't care for the belts. He can say that right now. He's earned the right to do that. You see what I'm saying? Not everybody's on that same level to do those things. There's levels when it comes to doing certain things. You see what I'm saying? So just because one other fighter can do it doesn't mean all these other fighters can do it. You have to be at a certain level to do certain things like that. Well, you got it, Hacker. What was you gonna say?
so yes and no, right? So if he wins the belt, he's gonna have to pay sanction fees anyway. So here's the problem. What people are neglecting to see with the Shakur situation is that the WBC makes some numbers to charge people, and that's not cool. Like, it's so like if you notice, Terrence Crawford had problems. Everybody always has problems with WBC. It's not like they have. Maybe you don't have problems like the other sanctioned bodies because they sort of like stick to like a strict thing to how they're gonna pay, how you should pay them. But WBC, for instance, Shakur fought another division for a different type of title, right? It wasn't for a WBC title. WBC wasn't even part of that situation. And keep in mind, the sanction fee is a percentage of the event, right? It's a percentage of the event. The WBC wasn't part of the event, therefore they never knew the value of the event.
No, it's not. It's not the event. It's their purse, the fighter's purse.
Yeah. Okay, the purse, right? They don't know
that
Shakur's
fighter.
purse. They never knew Shakur's purse. What they did was make up a number in their head and charge Shakur. And Shakur talked to them prior. He had a conversation with him prior. They gave him the go ahead. They never say anything about paying that X amount of money. Come to find out, they have an issue with Terrence Crawford. They put on Shakur.
No, Hacker. No. Hold on. I think the WBC they have something in a rule. They have a rule in there that just you having their belt and being their champion and having a fight, even if your belt is not on the line, you still have to pay the sanctioning fee.
Here's the problem. Again, here's the problem so it's math, right? You owe them a percentage, right? If you don't know my value, the value I made on my purse, then it's N. So what's the percentage of N? It's an unknown number, right? So how are you charging me a value?
They gotta answer for that too.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Listen, let me explain it. Let me explain it because there's a cap that they have. They have a cap. They can't make over a certain amount. So if your purse is
3%
past a certain amount, then it just flattens out at what 300K or whatever.
Yeah, 3% or 300K.
And so that's how they was able to know that Bud owed them that much because Bud made more than that, so they didn't know his exact number, but they know he made more than that, so they would be capped off at that number. So that's why they charge that number.
Hold on.
Okay, but Hacker, I mean not Hacker,
it's still the same math. Logically speaking, right? You don't know my value, so it's a percentage of my value My value is unknown, right? So you don't know if I pass the cap or not. Logically speaking, you don't know that. So keep that in mind. You have to know my value to take a percentage off of it. Even if you're gonna do like a ceiling, you still need
No,
to
you
know
know,
my value. And if I
no,
never
they
gave
but
you
they
that,
do know your value. They do know
they
because
don't.
they if they know, yes, they do because
They
both
don't.
both fighters have to pay the sanctioning fee. So if the one fighter pays the sanctioning
Mhm.
fee and he disclose how much he making everything,
Shakur,
then Shakur not
Shakur,
making. He knows Shakur not making less than
Shakur
him.
paid him already. Shakur paid him already. Shakur talked about it. Shakur said, I already talked to him. He had a conversation before he even went to 140. He said, hey, listen, I want to do this event with Tio. He paid him whatever. They had a conversation. He paid him already. They came back afterwards asking for a percentage of 107,000. Shakur said, why I got to pay you
Hey,
guys that? You guys weren't even part of that whole event. It's all on an interview. You want me to find the interview
look,
for you?
no,
Wait,
I
you
got you. I
saying
got you. Let me
Shakur
say that.
paid already and then
He
they try
paid
to
him
get him to pay
yes,
again?
No,
yes,
hold
yes.
on. No.
I didn't hear
Hold on.
that.
Hold
I
on.
didn't hear
I
that
can
So,
find the
part.
so,
interview for
so
you.
what he did is he paid 60. He paid 60,000. You see what I'm saying? He paid him 60,000 after he won the belt. So therefore, what they were doing, and this is what I want to say real quick, and then I'll get right back on what I was saying. They pick and choose
Yeah.
how they want to move. You see what I'm saying? It's not consistent, and that's the reason why I say boxing is Wild Wild West because he like when Chris Mannix was grilling him, you see what I'm saying? He was explaining to him what was going on, he was asking him questions. He was getting personal. He started attacking Chris Mannix because he didn't know how to answer it. It threw him off, so he started being petty with him. So therefore, Chris Mannix was putting him in a box, forcing him to go into a box. He didn't want to. You see what I'm saying? So that right there told me when you say that, oh, these are going here and he's asking them questions. He's like, well, I did it because he said he's gonna kill himself. That's why I wasn't charging him. But it's like, well, if that's the case, you picking your so what you basically doing is showing us that you pick and choose your battles with. So you chose to basically allow Shakur. Everything was cool for 2 weeks. Shakur went out of his way, called you, did the proper things he needed to do. Once you talk to his lawyer, you first thing out your mouth is, man, you know, Bud, right? And Bud has nothing to do with this. This is a total different entity. So what are you talking about Bud for? That conversation is irrelevant. So now you're making it known that your agenda is to either raise the price, which you did. You raised the price on them. You see what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you went out your way to strip them quickly because you didn't like either the lawyer said something you didn't like or Shakur, you stripped it to where it didn't even matter. You basically said everything was cool because just like the lawyer said, Shakur's lawyer said, I was going to reach out to him afterwards to negotiate so we can actually talk and see, for paying the fee, see what it is.
I posted the interview in the private chat frequently.
Yeah,
I won't play
and
it.
so they already just went ahead and stripped him. So that was it's in void now. So there ain't no negotiating no more because you already stripped him. So now that's why I said, and then he got backlash for that. So that's why I was saying if Shakur really wanted to go there and you know petition for another belt, I think he can get away with it now. He said he can go fight for the WBC if he chose to.
Hey
Still,
yo,
and
I posted a link
so,
to the interview frequent in the private chat.
somebody click on that other link that Des215 put it down there. I don't know what that is. I can't click on it because it's not
You
in the
want me?
private chat.
Oh,
That's
so
a
somebody
Jai
said,
Batai. That's a Jai Batai situation. He pulled up that Jai Batai's lawyers say Jai Batai has reason to believe that it was industry collusion against him as far as the reasoning behind the idea of the IBF title being stripped off of him and things of that nature. Basically, I mean, yeah, basically the lawyer saying that we're gonna sue you motherfuckers because we can
let me see if I
prove
can share
through
it.
emails
Let me
we
see if I
can
can share
prove
it frequent.
that this was about Dana White. This wasn't about Jai Opatai violating rules. And I think that's the big thing about it, right? Which is from Jai Opatai's point of view, I didn't violate no rules. You gave me rules and told me how to
So
carry
they
myself during this, and that's what I did.
so
Wait,
they
can you
stripped
guys
him,
see
Clay.
this?
My bad, Clay. They stripped him.
No, they didn't strip him
Oh,
because
okay, okay, okay.
that
but they
that was
but
that was because
but
of
Frequent.
Clay
that though.
didn't they
Because they
didn't they didn't they give him his money back though?
yeah they gave him the money back, but I don't think they're stripping him. So I think it's gonna go.
Can you guys see this?
In my opinion, it's gonna be a clean slate. It's gonna be that fight wasn't sanctioned. We're gonna stick to that, so we're not gonna charge you the sanctioning fee, but we're not gonna take the belt off you
Oh
because
yeah,
the
I can see.
IBF because the IBF has a relationship with the feds that's not amicable. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to be in the courtroom. They don't want their books opened up. They don't want scrutiny and magnifying glasses put on the way they've been operating. So they'd rather just squash this, let this dude be a champion, not reverse their decision on not
Well,
sanctioning the
with the
fight, and
champion in
hopefully this
both
goes away.
sides. Well,
Oh yeah,
he's
let
going
me
to be
play
able
this
to
real quick.
keep.
I want to see if it's
So
gonna work, y'all.
hold on, Hacker, hold on. So he's going to be able to keep both belts then? Is that what I'm hearing, or
What's
they just?
what's both belts?
Well, he'll be able to keep the IBF, and so because that's right now that's under review right now for him to keep the IBF. So if he
Right, but
keeps
I
the
think they're letting
IBF,
it go. Yeah.
so that's what I'm asking you. So when you say letting, are you talking about they're going to basically just strip him, or just tell him what they're going to strip him,
No, they're
or
not going to
because that's
strip
what I'm
him.
saying. So he's going to keep the IBF, and they're going to remove the Zuffa belt from him.
No, they can't do nothing. The Zuffa belt is not their jurisdiction. Plus, the Zuffa belt is not a sanctioned belt. The Zuffa belt is like a trophy almost. So, by the way, so is a UFC belt. The UFC belt is not a sanctioned belt. It's a trophy. It's an
Okay,
award you get after a
gotcha,
win. They
gotcha.
don't operate under sanctioning body rules. Like the UFC belt doesn't have sanctioned body rules. Like,
Okay,
the
gotcha.
sanctioned bodies are more than just a belt. So that's also what the argument was what the UFC was telling them was that this is not a unification fight because the UFC belt is not a sanctioned body belt. So
Got you.
the IBF's point was like, well, you guys are saying he's fighting for a championship belt. And they're like, yeah, but it's not a sanctioned belt. So I think the IBF moved very fast on this. And I think after their lawyers because the thing about it is the IBF and these sanctioned bodies are used to dealing with fighters who probably won't push it. But once you get into the negotiation table with the Dana White and Turkey Al-Sheikh, you got high-priced lawyers who are going to be like, yeah, okay, break that writing down. And if anything is wrong with that writing, we're going to take a bag out of you that's probably going to cripple you for the next 5 to 10 years. And IBF said, you right. We're going to back up. Go ahead. You can
So
keep the
Clay,
belt,
so
and
so
here's your money back. And they're walking
so
into the
Clay,
sunset.
that's I want to ask you something real quick, and then I
Mhm.
want go ahead, Hacker. But so that's the reason why Max Kellerman was basically like, you are unified. You see what I'm saying? Because basically, like,
Mhm.
no, like you are pretty much like unified because he's basically telling him right there, you got that belt, and that's pretty much his one belt over here. And since you got it, you are the man right now.
Yeah, the Ring Magazine belt, which represents
Yeah.
the best of the best. It's the undisputed. That's
So
what the
hold
Ring
on, they gave him
Magazine.
they gave him the Ring magazine belt for
No,
actual
he had it.
boxing.
Yeah, he
No,
had
no,
the
no,
Ring
yeah,
Magazine
that's what I'm
belt
saying.
in boxing. Yeah, he earned that belt.
So right now he is that guy
Yes,
in the IBF. I mean
in the
in the
cruiserweight.
cruiserweight.
Yeah,
Okay, that's what's up. So which belt is he gonna get though? They're just gonna give him the IBF back, or he's
I
just
don't
gonna
think
hold
he
on
ever lost
to
it.
the ring?
I don't think they ever took it off him.
He got the
Okay,
IBF, he got the ring, and he got the
in the
Zuffa belt.
ring.
Yeah, in the Zuffa
No,
belt.
okay, that's what's up then. That's what's up then. Shit,
Hacker,
make it happen.
roll a clip.
For $120,000
Excuse me? For what?
for
Like a fee or something? Or
being, I guess that man just didn't keep his word.
who?
I'm gonna tell the truth.
Who didn't keep their word?
The president for the WBC,
Okay.
before the fight with Tio got made, I called him and we had a conversation. I said, I want to move up, but I want to move back down for the Tio fight.
Mm-hmm.
He agreed. He didn't say nothing about no money, no nothing. After a couple of weeks in, after the fight got announced and stuff, he started emailing about $120,000. Mind you, I already paid $60,000 for keeping my belt.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, why the fuck would I pay double now because I'm moving up and you don't have nothing to do with my fight? But after that, we answered to the emails, we asked him, but I really know like he started beefing with Bud Crawford.
Right.
And that's when the $120,000 thing kind of came to fruition. So
okay, so for folks who may not be familiar, how does that work? Because like you hear prize fight and you know what I mean, you have to pay out of pot. Like that doesn't make sense to a lot of people that may not know how that works. But like,
man, that shit don't make sense at all, bro. Because like at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
we win the belts on TV, we looking good, but we going to pay money to keep our belt. But it's like, why am I paying y'all if like I'm the guy that went in there and won the fight?
Yeah.
I won the belt. Why am I paying to keep the belt?
That's weird.
So it don't make sense. But it's like to add on damn near double the taxes because you have an issue with Bud Crawford. I just can't respect it.
So at that point, does the belt have the power at that point in time, right? If I got to win the fight and I got to pay for the belt, fuck the belt. Like I'm just, that would fuck. I'm not paying you after I just won the fight.
Yeah.
I got to pay for, just keep my name on the list. Like
But I've been doing it for years.
I know you have. Yeah. That's tough to do.
For years, get out the ring, pay them people out of my check. I gotta live with it. I'm cool with it. But when you start doing grimy stuff is when it kind of like, all right, bro. Like,
but why? I don't know. I'm on the outside.
I don't know either, man. Like
I'm thinking. I'm putting my business hat on now. If I gotta win the fight, if I'm the draw of this fight, right?
Right.
I promote the fight. I do my thing. This is my fight, right? Now I win the fight. My purse is my purse. Whatever you get is whatever. You mean the time I gotta pay $120,000 to just receive the physical belt of something that I just won
to be champion?
Yeah. No. It's like, nah.
But some fighters gotta do it too, because at the end of the day, all of the fans know the belts.
Yes.
So when they see the belts, it's like, if you become champion, man, that guy is a world champion. So
yeah, I get that.
Some fighters that's lower level need it.
Yeah.
But like,
what if they ain't got the
It's something that
120 to pay for the
Shakur
belt?
not saying though,
they
y'all.
do, because they're gonna go off of your check. So whatever you make, they're gonna.
It's a percentage. The
take
belt is a
percentage of it.
percentage.
Yes.
That is
It's a
crazy.
tax. That sounds like a tax. That's crazy.
You got state tax, federal tax, belt tax.
But Shakur, I feel like Shakur ain't being transparent all the way,
type of
bro.
shit that keeps the sport of boxing from like being at the level that it should be, though. Because like, if
that
you
just blew my shit,
bro. It's crazy to me too. Like,
but it's not just that too. It's the fact that it's 4 belts in every weight class.
Right.
So if you win all of them belts, like say when Bud was undisputed, he got to pay every last one of them.
Trying to say.
I'm just saying, dog. Like,
forget about it. I'ma just have to go off the word of the people. At that point, I'm not paying $100,000 per
Go
belt.
from the PFP rankings, man.
But
But
look,
all right,
but
that
look,
guy's
stop-
they
stop
gotta
it
get
for a
that. They
second.
gotta get.
Yo, see, but he not telling them, he not explaining to them that he made more money in the fight with Teofimo Lopez than he made in the fight with Zepeda though.
Yeah, but it
A
doesn't
lot
matter.
more.
It
So
doesn't
so
matter.
the, so the percentage is gonna it do matter because the sanctioning body is taking the percentage. So the percentage
he
is going to
already
be
paid
larger. The more money you make, the percentage is going to be a larger number. Come on, man. He playing.
You guys not doing this, bro. That's his money, bro. That's his
Bro,
money,
how's he
bro.
paying them?
He's taking them
No, what they should have did. Listen.
He wouldn't be making that money if the belt wasn't on the line.
But
If
what
the
they
belts
shoulda
wasn't
did-
on the line,
what
if the
they-
belts
what they
wasn't
shoulda
on the
did
line,
is-
the fight wouldn't be that big, bro.
Look, what they should have did is
Suleiman.
just charge them 60,000 again. They could have just said, "Look, give us 60,000 again. You know it's in the
for what?
contract."
couldn't
Listen,
have
hold
charged
on,
him
boxing
anything,
hacker.
man.
Let me
His money.
finish, please. Let me finish, please. What they should have did, in my opinion, is they should have basically just said, "Look, I'm gonna charge you 60 again. It's in the contract that you signed with us. Therefore, if you go outside and you go fight somewhere else, you still have to make a payment on the belt."
No, you don't
So
have to.
therefore, stop. Let me finish, bro.
That
Yes,
is a
you
part
do.
of it.
It's in the contract with them. So stop trying to say no when it is.
It's not.
So not what you gonna do. It's hey, box hacker, wait till I'm done, and then you can say whatever you want to say. How about that? So it's in the contract. And if the person was up there and he knows that, so what Remicio Solomon should have did is said, check this out. I'm not gonna charge it. I said 120. This is what we're gonna do. Pay me 60. You keep your belt, and we good. You see what I'm saying?
because you see in your contract, it is what it is. Yes, I do feel some kind of way about Bud, and maybe that's what it is, but that has nothing to do with you. I'm not trying to go at you. It was just a certain amount. We thought you made this much money, but what we're gonna do is keep it at 60,000 because that's what you paid us the other time, and we're good. But from future on, moving on, this is what it should be.
Okay, so let me just
You know,
respond to
you
this, right?
talking, you work with each other. You don't just strip. You don't go off feelings. It's a business.
So
Feelings don't matter when it comes to business.
okay, so let me just respond to this, right? So
Mhm.
he talked. So this is the thing. He talked to them. They agreed. He paid him 60,000 already, right? The WBC wasn't a part of the fight with Tio versus Shakur. They don't know his purse. I keep saying it. Y'all keep talking about yes, it's maybe there's a contract saying that it's a percentage of your purse, but if you don't know my purse, I can tell you I didn't make nothing. And guess what? You can't force me. You know why you can't force me? You weren't part of the event. I have no legal agreement to tell you anything of the event. I can tell you I made
Yeah, but
one
now I'm going
dollar.
to sue
I
you.
can literally
Why
sit
don't you
here and
do
say
that?
I
Why
made
don't you
one
do
dollar
that?
on my purse. You
Okay,
cannot
why don't you
deny
do
that.
that? And why don't you see that you can get sued for that?
You try it. What? How you gonna sue? Under what?
Because you
Under
did
what
make
rule?
money. You're
You
lying. You're
can't.
lying.
How do you
You
know
are
I'm
lying. You
lying?
made more than a
I don't
dollar.
have no. Listen. I'm a
Hacker,
hustle
I
man.
hear what you're
Hold
saying.
on. Don't
Listen.
cut me off. Let me explain one more thing to you. You're
Okay.
not part of the event. That means you have zero obligation
Okay.
to know how much you're getting paid. If you go work today, I have no. I can't just even if you owe me money, I can't just find out how much you got paid. You know that, right? Just like a fighter has no. If you're not part of the event, I don't have to tell you anything about the revenue that we made in the event if you're not part of it. So I can tell you anything. So you can't just guesstimate a percentage. You can't do that. Oh, the event looked big. I'm gonna charge you. That's not how that works. Especially if me, you already had a conversation. I already paid 60,000 already. Why am I paying you double? None of that stuff makes sense. You guys are saying. It's like you. It's like
Yo,
the
yo,
IRS charged you a check,
because it's a
and then
percentage,
it's
and
like
because
say,
it's a
"Hey, you
percentage,
missed it.
and
I'm gonna charge you check
look, because
again."
it's a percentage, and your purse is bigger. That's why.
How
It's a
do you
percent,
know?
but
How do you know?
how do you have a percent of a purse that you're not sanctioning, of a fight you're not sanctioning? You're not part of
Exactly.
the fight. So how if I'm paying you sanctioning fees, you have
Man, these
not
guys work for the
sanctioned
WBC,
this
man.
fight.
No,
I'm
no,
a, what?
listen,
WBC stands for women
listen,
cheating, bro.
because if they got in there, rules that if you're the if you're their champion and you're in a fight, you know what I'm saying? You're representing them as their
No, I'm
champion.
not
At the
representing them.
beginning of that,
I'm
bro,
not with another weight class with another
at the
weight
No,
class,
beginning
and
respect,
of
I'm
bro.
that fight,
challenging
They're not
for
part
a
of the.
belt. I'm not
No,
They're
they're
not
representing
part
not.
them.
of the.
bro,
They're
I
at
not
the
didn't
part
make
of
the
the.
beginning of
agreement.
that
I'm
fight,
I
hold
didn't
on,
make the agreement when my belt was
hold,
not on the
hold on.
line.
Hold on. At the beginning of that fight, bro, at the beginning of that fight, when they brought Shakur out, guess what they did? Held his belt up in the air. They
what
held
that
his belt
mean.
up in the air. Stop using their likeness then. That's their belt. They're the WBC. You're using their name right there. I'm the WBC champion. Shakur Stevenson. Well, keep that part off then.
So
If
is
you
the
ain't willing, if you
is
you
the
can't
WBC?
represent that and then not try to follow the rules,
I'm not
Go
bro.
ahead,
representing.
Matt.
Listen,
You
Hold on,
are.
Flav.
You're
Hold on,
wrong,
They
Flav.
man.
said
Let
the
me get Flav.
Sorry, you're
WBC
wrong, man.
champion
But
Shakur
Flav,
the
Flav.
Stevenson
Wrong,
that held
man.
the
that's
belt up. Don't
the
put their belt in
the
the frame.
argument. The
Then get their
argument.
belt out the
No,
frame.
the
You're wrong,
argument will
man.
always be. Hold
But you
on.
You're
can't
The
do
wrong.
that, Flav.
argument.
It's in a
The
contract.
argument. The argument will be, and this is what the argument is. And we want to look past these fighters, and we want to act like it's all fair because these contracts and all this bullshit. That's what Zuffa is here to do. We're going to get you a belt. You're going to get to become a Ring Magazine champion, and you're not going to put any fees. So we'll see how many fighters, after they
Exactly.
see fighters making a living, not paying these sanction fees, because we got this whole entire space conditioned and mind fucked to where they believe this is the way to do things. Even though no other sport on the planet carries this
Yeah,
energy, we're going to keep on sitting here and acting like just because this has been happening for years, that this is right, that this is ethical, that this makes any sense. That's why Shakur's
I
sitting up on
totally
that
agree.
show, and that's why
I
Carmelo
totally
Anthony,
agree.
a professional athlete, who's sitting on that damn panel going, this shit is bullshit. Everybody can see it, but because for years you've been watching this, you guys don't have the discernment to recognize unethical
Cook.
business behavior. You don't have the ability
Yeah.
to be like, although this has been happening for years, this shit is wrong. It don't make no
Right,
sense. Like Shakur said,
right,
I'm the champion. I fought in the ring and almost died to become a champion. That's why the belt is mine. But for us to have your
right,
audacity to sit here
right.
right now and say that's not his belt is bullshit. How is that not his belt when he just won that shit? But it's not his, right? It's somebody else's.
Bro,
Well, so that's why you got the boxers who are gonna keep on pushing back and saying to you guys, the belts don't fucking matter.
bro, you can buy a house. You can buy a house, but if you don't pay your mortgage, that's not your house no more. They snatching it back. Give it back. You don't want to pay your house back.
We're talking about professional sports.
Nah, but
It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing.
There is no way in hell. Who won the Super Bowl this year, by the way?
You don't want to pay your sanctioning fee? Give me the belt back. Strip him.
Only in boxing.
Strip him.
Only in boxing.
You're wrong, Fly.
Only in boxing.
Well,
hey,
Ain't
Brandon,
only in boxing. That's the world. That's the way the world works, bro. You don't want to pay your. You don't want to pay your car note. Get a car back. Repossess it. Put the proof on it.
Flyer, let me ask you this.
That's the way we working over here.
But Flyer,
that's the way we working over here in the U.S., man. What you buy stuff is not yours, though. You might buy a crib, but it's not your crib. If you don't pay your mortgage, give it back up. Then you don't want to pay your property taxes. Give me your house back.
You pay your mortgage, it's still not yours because you pay taxes. You pay property tax. So
it's the way. It's the way. It's the way it is in the U.S. You don't like it? Get out of the U.S. then.
So Flyer.
That ain't your house. Is not your house, bro. Your car is not your car, bro. If you don't want to pay your mortgage, then you don't want to live in the house. Then get out. Then go get an apartment somewhere. Then or get you enough money where you could just. I don't know, bro. You come on, bro. You gotta go. You gotta go live in Africa somewhere where you buy a house and then it's yours. You don't gotta pay no property taxes. But over here, Uncle Sam won his, bro. And that's the way they is too, man. It's the way that they is.
Florida, you don't have to pay property taxes. Florida, you have to pay property taxes.
Frequent flyer RC. I got a logo. You want to show my logo somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Then you got to pay me then. If I got the copyright, you got to pay me, bro.
What they say?
You want to use my likeness and all of that stuff? Come on, bro. That's the way it is, man. And they know it's already written out. It's already in the rules. You already know. This not the first time he paid sanctioning fees on a belt, bro. He been paying sanctioning fees his whole career as being a champion. Now all of a sudden he forgot and he don't know.
No, you just don't believe him. He just told you they doubled up on him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the issue that I'm.
He ain't never made that much before.
It doesn't matter how much you made.
No,
it's a percentage. It do matter.
But
if it's a percentage, bro.
They didn't have nothing to do with that fight.
It's all subjective, though. And the point is that
if the rules say they get X amount of percentage, 3% or whatever, then 3% is what it is. If it's 3% and you make 10 million, then it's going to be a higher number, bro.
Listen to what we're saying. Listen to what we're saying. They are not consistent, though. They do what they want to do. That is the issue. No matter what, you're going around the situation, the issue itself.
But they do what they want. Listen. They do what they want to do.
Whatever they want to charge. They charge the person. They charge this person.
They do what they want to. They do what they want to. They do what they want to do as far as putting people in position. They do what they want to do as far as putting people in position. But if it's in their rules that everything that they charging sanctions for, if you can go and find a rule that say it's there, they not doing what they want. It was in the rules, but you just didn't know it was there because you ain't pay attention to it. But look, here it go right here.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Too,
it's in the rules,
just because it can go from 1% to 3%, Blue, and they might charge you this time, you still got to expect that they can charge you, double next time. It's not.
How can they charge him for a fight they had nothing to do with?
Because they did have something to do with it. They had he was their champion, bro. He was representing them as their champion, man.
He wasn't representing them as nothing because he wasn't fighting for no WBC belt.
They held his belt. He held that belt up in the air, and they said they attached that to his name.
Ask your question, Clay.
Let me add some inconvenient ethical questions here, because I know we don't like to deal with ethics. We're not into integrities. We're into the way things are. I get it, right? The purpose of the sanctioning bodies in general is to crown champions, right? You want your belt around the waist of the best fighter in that division. That's what that belt represents, right? The champion represents the best, right or wrong? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So when you take that belt off of Shakur Stevenson, so you're going to tell me the winner between Lamont Roach and Williams and Payton is the best in that division, not Shakur anymore? Are they better than Shakur now? So then now, while the fees are getting paid out, the integrity and the integrity of that belt has been tossed in the trash because it lines up with what they've been saying from the beginning. The champions are not the best. And that's when you know that the system has been compromised. The champion is not wearing the belt because of money. Money has corrupted this system to where we don't. Could you imagine if the Raiders could be sitting out there and pay for their way to get into the Super Bowl? And then if they don't pay their fees, they don't get to be in the Super Bowl, even though they got an undefeated season. And now the next guy up, who we know is not better, is a Super Bowl champion. The sport will lose all integrity.
Oh,
Nobody
damn,
would watch
Clay.
it.
Cook,
Nobody
Clay.
would watch it.
Cook,
so
Clay.
there's an integrity in this sport that's been compromised, and we're sitting here playing money games with these dudes' careers, and that's why Shakur's sitting up in there, and that's why Carmelo Anthony, a professional athlete, is sitting up in there confused as shit because he's sitting here trying to figure out what kind of sense does it make that a dude wins something but lose it because he owes you money. Why is it not like that with any other sport in the world?
Cook.
Because it don't make no sense, bro. So I don't care what the contract says. It
Right.
needs to change because as long as it
Right.
continues to move this way, you will continue to have fighters who will sit here and say that there is no reason to have a belt. Because if money is the only issue, well, here comes a turkey, Al-Sheikh, who got more money than anybody. And he's going to hit you with bread. And now, fuck a belt. Because I'm going to pay you to fight because you're the best. Now what are the belts going to do? You made yourself cheap.
Yeah.
And that's why Turkey's here taking the game over, because you made it all about money. So a nigga with deep pockets came and took your bitch, nigga, because your bitch was a gold digger. And you thought she loved you. But all she wanted was a bag. But here come my ass, nigga. I'm going to go put some good dick on her ass.
Oh,
yeah. Nigga, and you
But,
go tell the
but
world
guess what,
about
though?
why your marriage vows was the reason why this bitch shouldn't have been fucking me. That's what's going to end up happening. But,
But guess what? But guess what? They gonna go over there. Look, they might go over there and realize the grass wasn't green on the other side. You had bread over there. Hey, you was at.
money, so here come Uncle Turkey.
Hey, Clay, but Clay, to your point though, only a few guys is exempt to the belts. Not everybody is exempt to the belts, right?
Facts.
That's cool.
Facts.
Clay didn't say nothing wrong. Clay didn't say nothing wrong.
But here comes Zuffa, right? So what's Zuffa gonna do? Now Zuffa is like, listen, our mission is we're gonna make one belt per division, 8 divisions. If you are ranked correctly, you're gonna get a shot at the title. Once you get a title on your waist, you can become a top 10 Ring Magazine champion. Once you become top 10, Turkey will facilitate the big stage for you to fight for the Ring Magazine. You'll still make the money. How many fighters are going to say, you know what? If it really is about the money and the belts don't matter, then what am I over here for? I can fight for the Ring Magazine belt and still get my paychecks, because all of y'all arguments is when you get the belts, you get more money. Well, here I am getting more money right now. Julian Rodriguez just went and fought. He's ranked like number 10 or 9, whatever he's ranked, and he made more money in his fight for no belt than David Morrell made for an interim title he picked up for fighting against Sajo, whatever his name is, the Timu Christian and Billy. He made more money than David Morrell. So is David Morrell looking around now going, what am I doing out here? Do you think it's a coincidence that David Morrell backed out of the Hamza Shiraz fight and said, I'm good? What is David Morrell thinking? Let's find out. As a month go by, let's see where David Morrell ends up. Not David Morrell, sorry, not David Morrell. My guy,
you talking about
Diego Pacheco, sorry. I'm talking about Diego Pacheco. My bad.
Yeah.
Let's see where Diego Pacheco ends up. I'm just keeping it 100 with you guys, right? This money thing is cool to talk about. Rules is cool. But the most important thing for me is the belts are losing their value, period. Because you guys are making it about money. Money comes and goes. Money comes and goes, bro. Somebody will come with more money eventually, period. Just like Turkey did. If you make it about money, you cheapen yourself, bro. That means it's for sale.
You can go to the sneaker store and you could get you some Jordans. Or you can go there and you can get you some Shaqs or some jumps, and you ain't gonna pay a lot of money, but it's gonna be a different look. It's a different feel, bro. You gotta pay to play, man. You don't want to go on the court and you got them Shaq Jones on you, or you got the Rasheed Wallace Jones where he holding the ball with 2 hands, dunking it. You know what I'm saying? You want to see the Jordan with with the spread, dunking the joint, man. You want the Jordans, man. You want to pay the extra.
So you
might
saying
pay like
Zuffa?
$200 or whatever for some Jordans, but you could pay $30 and get some jumps or something. But it's not the same feel, bro. You get to save your money, but look how you looking out here, bro. You can't play with in those. You try to cross somebody over, you break your own ankle, bro. Look how that belt look, bro. Look at the WBC belt with the green and the gold and all of that. And then you look at the Zuffa belt, bro. Come on, man.
We'll see.
Yeah,
So you comparing Zuffa to Shaquille
y'all
O'Neal
putting jumps on going over there, man.
We'll see.
Oh, that's how you feel, Fly.
Time will tell the story. We'll find out.
You got the Rasheed Wallace's on, man.
Come on, man.
Time is a truth teller, man. Remember that. Time is a truth teller. So we'll wait patiently. It looks good now. We'll see.
Cook, Bradley. Let Bradley cook. He been trying to get
in. Let Bradley cook because I gotta leave. I was gonna say I'm gonna shut it down, but go ahead, Bradley. Go ahead, OG. What you got to say, man?
So what Clay was saying, you don't think that's right by the sanctions he been screwing these fighters forever. Look at James Toney and these guys that have speech impediments behind this boxing. They need all their money, man. I'm sorry,
man. I'm sorry, man. But these dudes is filthy rich, man. They got the money, man. Stop being cheap. Pay the sanctioning fees, man. They need, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. If that you making all, you got the big
Flyer,
get them their percentage, man. They got the ceiling, so they can't charge you no astronomical number. But if you making 10 million, you can't get them 300,000, man. Come on, bro. You making 10 million.
You can go through $1 million.
They try to
fly. You can go through $1 million.
You got 11. You making 11 million a fight, and you can't get them 300,000.
You got taxes, Flyer, so they coming out with 6 million.
What's going on.
They coming out with 6 million, Flyer.
Flyer knows what's going on. He just ain't acknowledging it.
That's my money.
No, man. Come on.
Tell me what to do with my money, bro.
But they reached out to him.
The belts is the only reason you making that type of money now because the belts, bro.
What was going on? They tried to negotiate.
The belts got you where you needed to be,
and
man.
Then they turned around and then switched up the game on them, brother. Shakur tried to reach it. Shakur was trying to get it out the way. He was trying to make it right with them. They are the ones that basically changed their minds and said, you know what? This is what it is now. I know I said what I said last week, but times have changed. This is what it is now. And you basically saying that I'm asking you, so that's okay with you? You're saying that's okay, even though you tried to negotiate with him.
He know it's not okay. He just you know.
Let me get that super chat real quick. Yo, shout out to Des215 with the 199 super chat. He said that Zuffa belt is worth $80K.
No, it's not, man. Shit probably worth like $600, man. Those belts are cheap, man.
That's diabolical, buddy.
Cheap, man.
They jumps, bro. They
Straight cash. Last me and my family for the rest of our lives. I'm rich, bitch.
Come on, Dez. Is it any gold, real gold on them belts, man?
There's real diamonds in that. Hey,
not
for nothing.
Is any of that gold real, man, on that belt? It don't even got no gold on the Zuffa belt. It's black.
Not that I think it matters to anybody on this panel, but that belt has a hell of diamonds on it, and it's definitely worth well over 50 grand. Like that's a fact.
Which belt?
So it is
Which belt?
The
Zuffa belt.
It's a very expensive belt.
What you think the WBC's? What you think the WBC's?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I didn't know that was part of the question. I'm telling you that Zuffa belt.
I know that
Zuffa belt is expensive. It's an expensive belt.
I know the ring belt is expensive. That's like a $200K belt.
Exactly. I mean, look, bro, it is what it is. But I don't even know if it matters, to be honest with you. But look, at the end of the day, man, my whole thing has always been, will always be, I'm listening to the fighters, bro. And I think it's kind of crazy that us as fans, we sit outside here and try to tell the fighters, stop crying. What's 300,000 to you? You made 10 million.
Flyer.
We don't know that man's bills. We don't know what he's paying. We don't know the taxes he's paying. We don't know how
you got to live within your means, man.
He got it. I mean, I think that's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I can't cry for these guys, man. I'm out here struggling. The struggling is real. I'm out here trying to get super chats. They out here. Come on, bro. They getting man.
Top ramen.
If they don't stop crying and go ahead and pay that 300K, man.
My thing is, it ain't about the money. It ain't about the money for me. I'm a fan. I don't care what you pay. My thing is, at least if you're getting paid the money, do your job. Make sure that the best are fighting the best. Make sure that you're activating the mandatories. Do not allow Mario Barrios. Do not allow Ryan Garcia to come out of nowhere and fight on a title fight after he lost his last fight. Don't let Williams Zepeda fight 2 times in a straight row for a WBC title. He lost one time, thrown right back in there.
But
There's
they not even complaining about none of that.
There's some because they're used to it. And they don't want to make no waves. They don't want to make no problems.
No, they
man.
defend. They out here defending Ryan Garcia and all of that stuff, man. I can't cry for them.
It's not about crying.
I can't cry for them, man.
It's not about crying. It's about who's the champion, who's the best. The guy with the belt should be the best. Period.
One belt, man.
And if that's not what's happening,
the guy for the best,
the guy who's the best should be the champion. Period. And if your system is rewarding people based off of how much money they can make for you, because you're concerned about percentages of the biggest purses, I don't care. I believe that your decision making.
Didn't Shakur make like what Shakur made like 8-9 million?
I don't know.
On that fight.
No, probably $100,
because he only paid paying 160K, man.
He's like,
taxes fly. He paid. If you
it's
made
only 160K, man.
He probably came out with about 4.
Could you imagine if the Dallas Cowboys were just Super Bowl champions every single year, no matter what their record was, because they get the most people in the stadium? Could you imagine if
that's a different system, bro. It's a different system.
Oh man,
it's a different system. They get paid off of all different types of endorsements and all of that. You know,
it's sports, bro. There's supposed to be a winner and a loser. It's not supposed to be based off of your popularity. It's supposed to be a merit-based system, a system based on what you earned, bro. And if it's not that, then the system is flawed. And then you're gonna make fighters be like, damn. And now you got to a point to where we're saying, well, you know what? Having the belts get you more money. As soon as you bring that to the conversation, that's when the turkey out of down. You can't even cry about it. If you make it all about money and it's based, then the turkey's gonna come over and put his biggest, nastiest toe in the middle of your stew, bro. And he gonna stir that pot around and he gonna give you all a bowl to sip on. And you can't say nothing because at the end of the day, you made it for sale and you put it up there for sale. So now he's coming in there. And now fighters are sitting here like Richardson Hitchens right now, who's sitting here going, you know what? I'm about to vacate my IBF title and I'm heading to Zuffa.
The examples that you making don't match up well. Comparing it to the comparison to football it's not a good comparison because they make money a whole different way. It's a whole different type of sport. You know what I'm saying? They make money different. You can't really compare it to that. You know, it's something totally different. You know how the financial workings of football and how the NFL gets paid is different from how the sanctioning bodies get paid in boxing. The sanctioning bodies make sure that the belt the bout is a sanctioned bout, that everything is safe. You know, they got the rules and regulations of making it safe and making it able to be a real bout.
Here comes Zuffa Boxing with the league where the fighters are going to get paid. They're not going to pay sanctioning fees. They're going, and we're going to see, we're going to watch a league system put together, and you're going to find out that the reason the sanction bodies did what they did is because they could, and there was no pushback. And you're going to figure it out soon. In another couple of years, you're going to explain to me, well, now what? Because I'm going to ask you, well, it turns out they didn't need all that money to do that. It turns out that they were just pimping and moving things around and they didn't need to do that. What you going to say then?
And Clay, your whole reason for bringing up the football comparison was basically just to show about somebody getting rewarded for something they didn't earn.
Hold on. I need to know this before you go into that. I need to know this about the Zuffa Boxing thing. You know what I'm saying? Do the fighter get any back end money? Do the fighter get any pay-per-view, anything off the pay-per-view sales?
No. There's no pay-per-view.
Exactly. So look, it's some things that they're gonna lose by going over there. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Somebody hold on, somebody like
who gets the back end on the pay-per-view?
Somebody listen, somebody
1%, the top 1%, 2%? What about the 98% of the boxing space? Are they getting back end on points? Do they give a damn about points on pay-per-view? Do you think Javier Herrera even gives a damn about a damn pay-per-view? Do you think Lamont Rose, before he got in the ring with Gervonta Tank Davis, was talking about open the books? Let me make sure I'm getting the back end of the pay-per-view. You're talking about
It's only
1%.
going to work for people who not that popular, bro.
Well, the people who ain't that popular is 98% of boxing. So you're telling me that the 2% who's getting paid well because of their likeness should steer the narrative of what 100% of the game does?
If you're see, your argument sound good, but it's not really good when you're talking about the people who's putting up these arguments about the sanctioning fees. Is not those guys you're talking about. We're talking about the people who are popular, the people who can make a back end off of pay-per-views and can get high purchases and stuff like that. So when they get over there, but they the ones who complaining. These are the people we're talking about.
Rolly Romero sitting there with his face tied up in a knot. You know why? Because he turned away from a Ryan Garcia fight because he let the PBC convince him that he was going to get back end money on fighting Isaac Cruz. That's why his face is turned up. Errol Spence isn't returning back into the boxing space. Why? Because he don't give a damn about no back end points on no pay-per-view. Why? Because pay-per-view is dead. It don't matter. At the end of the day,
he did good pay-per-view numbers, bro. He got paid. He don't like the fact that they, he don't like the fact that the way they was moving and whatever. Like the way they was moving, like
how were they moving him? If he was getting paid, why is he mad?
They was no, he didn't, because he wanted that Terrence Crawford fight, and they didn't want him. That they was fighting against that, and he really made that fight, and then he ended up losing.
That man ain't back because of guaranteed money. All those fighters aren't back because of guaranteed money, because all those fighters are moving away from that back end fairy tale, because it's a fairy tale. Fighters are still waiting on back end money to this day.
You think part of the reason why he wasn't?
That's why Canelo Alvarez got up and walked around and said, "You ain't gonna force me to fight for no. I need guaranteed money in escrow." That's why. That's why.
Bro, part of the reason why Errol Spence was out as long as he was, to me, is I believe it's because of the money that he made. I believe it's because of the money he made.
Okay.
He done bought land and horses on farms and all that stuff.
I think he did all that. I think he's made a lot of money. I don't think Errol Spence didn't make a lot of money, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He made a lot of money from that back end. That came from back end. That wasn't guaranteed money. We know the people, the PBC.
What was the last pay-per-view that sold? What? Give me a pay-per-view and tell me what was the last pay-per-view that sold 500,000 pay-per-views? Like
the last one?
Yeah.
Came close to that. I think Tank versus whatchamacallit, Frank Martin did what, 400?
350. They did
350, 400 or whatever. Devin versus Ryan did 400 around there.
So so what will Sebastian Fundora and Keith Thurman do?
I don't know. I don't think theirs did that well. They wasn't in a rush to, they ain't make it their business to put it public or whatnot. So I just assumed that it wasn't nothing big. It wasn't nothing to stop it.
Benavidez and David Morrell do?
I don't know. Benavidez and David Morrell. That was a co-main with Tank, wasn't it?
No, there was a headliner. That was David Benavidez's card.
Who else was fought on that card? Pitbull.
I think Caleb Plant might have fought on that card. That might have been the card he fought. I think that's the card he fought. What's his face on?
Oh yeah, that was when whatchamacallit lost too, right? Fundora and whatchamacallit fought, didn't he?
No. That card right there was I think I don't know. I don't remember, but I'm just saying these pay-per-view.
I thought Fundora and
the pay-per-view game is dead, man. They keep on trying to beat this shit in the head, bro. It's not popping like it used to be. That's why Canelo Alvarez went to
the PBC just ain't had no big fights that as of lately.
But one of the biggest pay-per-view stars in the world is Canelo Alvarez, and he wanted guaranteed money for a reason, bro. Because he knows people are stealing pay-per-views.
Pay-per-view is never going to be what it used to be, because the original pay-per-view was on cable TV, which was accessible by everybody. People used to have fight parties and shit, But now, like, to have paid streaming, you have to actually pay for a network. Unless you're on something like Netflix, which is worldwide, rarely used, you're gonna you're constrained to the how many people actually pay for that network.
Hey, man.
PBS is constrained to Amazon Prime. The Zone's constrained to the Zone. You know, it is what it is at that point. You know, but I mean, if you put it in that perspective, it's not doing that bad because they still get sales, but it's never gonna be those numbers like Showtime because I was on cable TV.
Hey, yo, I gotta take it down, y'all. I don't went. We done been on here extra half hour.
That's right. We gotta change your name to freaking WBC, frequent Suleiman or something. You know.
Hey, Daz 215. Who in the chat acting up, man? That my guy Daz 215 saying I shouldn't have gave all these wrenches out. Somebody must be out there. I mean, cutting up.
Cutting up, causing issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all chill, man. Chill, y'all. But yeah, I gotta take it down, y'all. I appreciate everybody for showing up, man. This was a great cook, you know what I'm saying? We love to talk this boxing, man. I be trying to get on here, whenever I can. I try to get in where I fit in. You know what I'm saying, with this boxing talk. But salute to everybody who supported the channel. If you didn't already smash the like button, smash it on the way out. Hit the hype button, hype your boy up. You know what I'm saying? Help the channel grow. I appreciate Daz215 and 2 cents boxing for the super chats. You already know the Cash App is always there and the PayPal in case y'all feeling generous. But yo, man, I appreciate y'all, man. And
early, man.
I'll try to do it again tomorrow, inshallah. But we'll take it down though. Salute y'all.
Happy Ramadan, buddy.
Same, man.
All right, brother.